You're listening to Hair of the Dogcast, a proud part of the Greenlit Podcast Network. Check out Hair of the Dogcast and all of Greenlit shows at greenlitpodcast.com. Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new love-filled episode of Hair of the Dogcast, episode 89. Yeah, for those who celebrated Valentine's Day this year, hope you all had a wonderful one with your loved ones. If you didn't, great.
That's too fucking bad.
That's too fucking bad. And you know what? This episode's for you because that Valentine's Day shit is over and it's time to get back to our sad, pathetic lives.
Shit out of luck, bro.
But thank you for listening to this podcast. We really appreciate it. Hey, for those that don't know, Hair of the Dogcast is a podcast about video games and beer. And beer and video games.
It's true. It's true what you just said.
Are we going to start drinking beer right away?
Yeah, let's open this up. A friend from Whiskey Hill Brewing brought this into my job.
Whiskey who?
Whiskey Hill, it's a smaller brewery, he said, but this is a...
Oh my God.
Coffee stout with maple. It's called Good AM.
Good AM?
Good AM. I'm guessing it's reference to the morning.
Have you ever had a little bit of syrup in your coffee?
I've had it in beer before.
Nicely
Right
said.
now,
It's trying to jump right in my mouth.
it's like a kid science experiment in
You
third
just
grade.
chug the whole thing.
The beer just... So the man that's pouring this beer right now, his name's Brad.
My name
might
is
know him.
Brad. I'm suffering from a pretty bad toothache today, but I donated blood yesterday, took 2 ibuprofen. I'm going to have a beer or two, so that
All
should
right.
take care of it, I think.
Congratulations.
I think it'll happen.
I decided since I'm drinking again, weight loss is tougher, so I'm just going to start donating blood to
That's
help
one way
out.
Yeah, to counteract the balance. Good for you, man. Yeah. Good AM. This looks like a beer that we're going to drink live. Besides the beer, who else is with us? The beer and Brad. Who else is with us?
It's me, Dylan. I didn't really
Dylan.
sleep last night. It was so fun.
Man.
You know those nights
all
where you
in
just
rough
can't
shape.
sleep? It's just like party all night.
Oh, this smells great. And who are you?
Hi, my name is Tom.
There's a
We're driving this bus.
hefty amount of maple syrup in here.
Yeah.
Cheers, boys.
Let's do it.
I call him Wild Tommy.
Wild Tommy. All right, we're drinking this maple beer. Everybody just sit tight. We'll get back to you in a second.
Oh, yeah. I like that. It's like got a roastiness to it.
That's very good.
This is what you call a winter beer.
It is. And it's very good. So Good AM from Whiskey Hill Brewing Company in Westmont, Illinois.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks for the gift, and thanks for being a supporter of the podcast.
Hey, and speaking of the podcast, this podcast episode is brought to you by executive producers such as Tyler Keller, Kate Conti, Brian Ward, Allison Smith, and shiny happy listeners such as yourself. If you'd like to support the Dogcast, head on over to that patreon.com/Hair of the Dogcast, all one word. And, we have tiers for every budget, and your support would be greatly appreciated. And if you don't have money or you're just like, screw these guys, you know what? Just thanks for being here. How are you doing, guys?
Good.
I'm surviving.
Did you guys have a good Valentine's Day?
Actually, yeah. Allie bought me the Cat Peach and Cat Mario amiibos.
Cute.
Very cute.
Yeah. Okay.
I got her Sailor Moon socks and a Sailor Moon wand because she's been back into Sailor Moon
Can
recently.
it do real wand magic?
I'm hoping, but
Yeah.
it costs me about $20, so I don't think so.
Not at that price.
Either
Yeah,
way, I was
probably
pretty
not.
happy about it. And she also bought me
Made in Laos.
the Fire Mario expansion for my Lego Mario character.
That is fantastic.
It's cool.
Yeah, I can't
He's
wait
ready
to
to
talk.
shoot fireballs.
We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but you just brought over the little Mario figurine, and
It's pretty sick.
It's very pretty.
Little LCD screen.
Yep.
That first little pack was impossible to find for the past 4 months. More than that, I think.
I imagine those
It's been out since
will-
August. Yeah.
Once they go missing, I'm sure that they will be worth quite a bit. Although I've noticed the RC cars for Mario Kart Tour have been dropping in value.
Yeah. I think they're pretty much readily available now.
It makes
So-
it makes a little bit more sense. But Lego is so rare on its own. You get a certain set, and immediately within like 4 months, it kind of becomes this commodity.
Well, and
Yep.
Legos are worth $10,000 a brick just when they're made. That's how expensive they are. So
Per brick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought about selling my Force Awakens Legos, but Allie was like, "No, I'm keeping them." I'm like, Fine. Happy Valentine's.
I am on my third extra trip to the Lego store or writing into Lego for missing pieces for my NES set.
Uh-oh.
And it takes 10 days for like each bag that I find
Really,
missing
though?
to come. So
You see, but I know I've seen you actually put the Legos in your mouth and accidentally swallow them, so I know what's really going on here, Tom.
yeah, well, this piece that I'm missing is like this big ass gear. So
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not digging it out of my shit again.
Yeah.
Send me another.
That's right. But yeah, they'll send you whatever you want. Like,
Yeah, they don't care.
I lost my entire Millennium Falcon set.
so I should just give the booklet that has all the pieces that are in the entire set to somebody, and they can just request all the pieces. And over
Well,
the
I know
span
a lot
like
of
10 years,
YouTubers-
they could just
We reach out to people on our Facebook page and have them each request one piece. And
Yes.
then we have them send them all here, and then it'll get us the
put
whole
it all
set.
together.
We're going to get that Millennium Falcon.
Yeah,
guys.
Brad, how was your Valentine's Day?
It was good. Carly and I worked in the morning, and then we were going to make steaks and
We worked
stuff.
together, which is so cute.
We didn't work together, actually. She was working a separate Valentine's Day brunch at the other spot, but we were both not wanting to cook or do anything, so we ordered in like I forget what they called it from Vanguard. It was like a charcuterie board, but it was like more meat heavy and like pepper heavy.
Still charcuterie.
It was so good. It was fantastic. And then we started watching Hook and fell asleep because we were tired because we stayed up too late the night before with you. And then,
It wasn't that late, Grandpa.
well, I don't know. It was for me anyways. Maybe we drank more when we got home.
All right.
Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't.
And then we wound up watching, I think, Shutter Island that night.
God,
Really?
gross. Ick.
Kate just
I
watched
love
Shutter
Shutter Island.
I hate Shutter Island.
Oh, it's so good. Scorsese's a master.
Dumbass movie.
It's all right.
If you're,
It's
if-
solidly in the middle.
you got to
high middle.
you got to accept that there's a twist and then watch it knowing that, and then rather than like, I already know what's going to happen, it's not interesting, because it's much more interesting how Scorsese is telling the story.
It's if the twist is still lame. Who
Kenosha's
cares?
own Mark Ruffalo is a national treasure.
Yeah.
So,
It's true.
He is a national treasure. I'm a big fan of that guy.
David
he's good.
David Bruce Banner. Are you kidding? Yeah.
come on, Smart Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah. God damn it.
Perfect.
Gives
I
you a
mean,
little
he plays
taco
all-
sometimes. I love it.
He actually looks like the Hulk in real life, and they have to CG Mark Ruffalo into the.
Unlike Eric Bana, where they had to do the reverse.
Or Edward Norton, who's a scrawny little guy.
Absolutely. All right. Yeah, our Valentine's Day, we did a wine tasting thing, and then we attempted to go to multiple indoor water parks, which were not accepting any more visitors for the day.
Yeah, that seems ill-advised.
You
So,
didn't plan ahead?
no.
Sounds like it.
I realized that I should have perhaps bought more for Carly. I got her like a manicure pedicure thing, but on the way home I ran to Target and quick bought a weighted blanket to give to her as well.
What did she get you?
She made breakfast that morning, and she's always a wonderful partner. Plus, she said, "I didn't know you were going to get me that much. I will get you something." So she'll probably give me like a video game book or something like that.
That's what I don't like. Allie was like, she got me Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
Awesome.
I'm not gonna brag, but
Borrowing it.
she's like, she put it in with the amiibos as like a gift, and I said, I'm literally going to pay you for this. I don't know why you didn't give this to me yesterday. Like, I literally said, you're picking this up for me. You're not paying for this. I paid for this retroactively.
Right.
Like, I was just like, no.
So you told her to pick it up.
I
and
told
then
her to
she's
pick
like,
it up,
"Oh,
and then she
just pick
I'm
up
like,
the tab."
get the fuck out of here. And then I Venmo'd her the money, and I'm like, what the fuck? So the amiibos.
Get your ass out.
The amiibos, and I got 3. They call them enemy packs or whatever. They're blind bags where you can get some of the enemies in Lego form.
Okay.
I got 2 fucking poison mushrooms and a foo. You remember what a foo is?
The fact that I don't
Yeah.
means it's probably not a coveted piece.
It's one of those cloud ones that blow on you to push you away.
They're not. That's not terrible. I'll tell you what. I had to run out to forget where it was. I donated blood, and then I know Burger King.
A lot of blood, apparently.
Well, Burger King's supposed to have Nintendo like King Junior toys for their meals right now, and they have like Mario. They have Mario Maker, Luigi's Mansion, Link's Awakening, Splatoon,
sick.
and a few other ones.
That's cool.
And I went to Burger King. I'm like, I need 2 King Junior's meals. Can I please have these specific toys? And like, we don't have them. I'm like, I'll just have a double cheeseburger. Thank you.
Well, yeah,
I'm
they're gonna be
leaving.
popular.
I'm out of here.
Were you really just going to collect the Burger King toys?
I just wanted to get a couple of them. I just wanted to get the Luigi one and maybe the Zelda one, but
Yeah,
Right now.
the Link's Awakening one was probably cool. What was it?
I don't know. I didn't look too much into it, but I know that they had those for those games. And
shit.
I know the Luigi's one looked cool because he had the vacuum Luigi's Mansion style. But
Yeah.
they
How do you
didn't
find out about these? Do you like Google this shit?
Man, I have
What
Google.
What are the newest toys that
He
all
asks
the
Rosie O'Donnell.
I use an app called Flipboard, and I just select whatever specifically interests me, and then it just gives me news based on that. It aggregates all the sites.
Yeah.
And
I was actually curious. I wasn't being facetious.
no, that's where I find out that stuff. And I usually scroll Flipboard before I get out of bed every morning, and I'll find out a few interesting things.
That's actually cool. That's a good tip.
Yeah,
There
it's
you
a really
go.
fun app to use.
Well, gentlemen, are you ready to embark on the Dogcast ship to Podcast Paradise?
It's more like a convoy.
Convoy, hey Bear 45. This is me, Little Diesel.
Oh, what's your convoy name?
I don't know. I haven't really thought.
I'll go with King Boo.
I've got Sammy Ramham.
Sammy Ramham. Yeah. I actually had a CB
How about
radio.
you, Wild Woody?
Yes, that
That's
would actually
actually
probably
really
work.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Wild Woody coming down the 949.
All right.
We're back.
Trucker speed. Okay.
Sick.
All right, let's talk about some news, guys, because there has been some happenings since we podcasted last. So
Tell us about it.
this first one happened as news often does right after we record. The shit breaks.
Yeah.
So,
Like tomorrow, spoiler alert, is a Nintendo Direct.
yes.
We record on Monday.
If you're
and release
wondering
on Thursday.
if you're wondering what day of the week we're recording on, I'm simultaneously happy and unhappy that we're not able to talk about it right now.
The whole episode could have been.
Hey, if you want to make a little, addendum, we'll just,
Sure, I'll record something.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Nothing about the direct.
I'll just do it.
Just be like, hi,
I'll just do it at Brad's place for the next Raw Dogs. It's fine.
There you go.
We can edit that out.
I will not. There's no editing this week, by the way.
You put it in there twice. Just put it in there twice, Tom. Thank you.
Anyways, this news story broke, I think, the day after or hours after we recorded, but it looks like EA is bringing back the college football ellipses at some point. So, Finally. I know you guys aren't really the football game players, at least for Madden-wise. I don't know if you guys ever dabbled in the college football.
I played NCAA The Show 2019. No, I didn't play this shit. I don't play it.
Okay.
I don't touch it.
Okay.
I don't touch this stuff, huh?
Why does a Mario make a football game?
The
Honestly,
old.
that might actually be really good.
Yeah.
I would play it.
I'm surprised there isn't like an American football game.
Sorry, back to the story.
No shit, really, yeah.
So the last game in the NCAA football series that EA made came out in 2014. I'm not a Madden guy, but I do like some of the NCAA games. They are actually were a lot of fun. I think the last one I played was probably 2K5, like ever, but it was a lot of fun. EA ended up discontinuing the series after litigation that was brought upon, I think, between NCAA and the players themselves, because
You couldn't actually use the players' like names on the jerseys and stuff, right? Was that the issue?
I've heard this, yeah.
I can't remember. I think you
You can use the numbers.
Yeah, and the likeness.
Kind of their likeness. It could be similar, but it couldn't be exact.
But the problem was, I believe, the players were getting zero money. Students can't profit off of, their likeness while they're in college or any of that stuff. But
the dumbest
NCAA,
rule, they don't get paid anyway. They're basically fucking slaves. I don't like that to begin with. Yeah, I guess. They're not going for a career in biochemistry. They're going for a ticket to the NFL.
Oh, absolutely.
Whatever.
Yeah. And then later, when they retire from the NFL, they become
and then they get the
biochemists.
CTL, and then they kill their entire families. It's
So
perfect.
apart from the
Okay, not football fans. All right.
no, apart from that issue, does the NCAA did those games play the same as Madden with a different skin?
It was the Madden engine, yes.
Yeah.
But they kind of left a lot of room for wonkiness and kind of the typical the craziness that college football can offer.
Like someone rides on a horse in the middle of the field and tips it over or something?
Ooh. Yes. The scoring, you could just have just crazy plays, like the 100 points to, somebody scores 100, one team has 100 and the other team has
from what I understand is
2.
that the games go a bit faster. They're not as rule heavy.
Different rules. Yeah, I would say that. I mean, I just like the way it felt back then, and I'm
Sure.
I was a fan. So they've been out of the game for, what is it now, 7 years? Because it was 2013 that this game came out. To make this game happen, EA Sports partnered with Collegiate Licensing Company, the CLC, to make sure it had the FBS schools, traditions, uniforms, and playbook, among other things, ready to go for the game. So over 100 teams will be in the new game. At this point, EA has confirmed that the game will not include real player names or likenesses. So, yeah, we'll see. So I think the key point is, like, right now they are not going to.
And number 22, of course, has been playing great this year.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, games like that don't typically sell the greatest.
Honestly, I liked Blitz. I played that on the N64. It taught me how to play football.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I would have cared to
pile
play.
drive people right after the play.
Yeah.
Just swing them around.
That's the best.
NFL Blitz was so good.
I loved NFL Blitz.
Shout out to Tim Kitzrow.
I loved the arcade version of that too.
Kitzrow was Blitz as well.
Mm-hmm.
No shit.
Yeah.
I would have asked him about it when I was waiting in the pizza line. Did you see the news from last night?
No.
MGC went live on Facebook, and I just jumped in. And they fully intend to have Midwest Gaming Classic this year. They're aiming for November.
It's November.
They're pushing it back as far as possible, but they said that they want to do it. So if you're someone that goes to MGC, tentatively it's on for this year still.
I would love to play. I would love to be there because
you would have a great time.
Oh, I'm gonna have a great
sorry
time.
You can't come, Dylan.
Okay, bye.
We only have 3 passes.
I'm gonna show up with my own booth.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's literally just gonna be me, I'm like a Lucy from Peanuts, like. Advice booth.
10
it's
cents
just like,
for your thoughts.
And then
why the Dogcast sucks?
No, hold on. It'll be literally right next to yours. And the advice I give is don't go to the next booth. Just don't go there.
Right. All right. Well, we'll see you there.
If you did a whole booth to try and draw attention away from us, it might give us more attention. So that'd be great.
Successful for everyone.
The Raw Dogs are having their own booth with more booze and strippers.
I'm into that.
Coming to your booth. Yeah. All right.
It's just Josh sitting alone at the booth looking up pictures of,
hey,
I don't
guys,
know,
somebody
Donatello.
relieve me so I can go look at
Donatello, Rule 34.
Right, yeah.
We love you, Josh.
So like I said, they're currently not planning on including real player names or likenesses, but I say that because there seem to be some machinations in motion to change this policy and allow players to sell a profit off of their positions. For example, since the announcement was made, Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy announced he would introduce legislation, quote, to help players finally profit off their talent so they don't need to face continued mistreatment like this.
Oh wow. What a upstanding fucking senator.
The mistreatment referred to is, and I'm assuming, the fact that while NCAA will not allow students to profit, like I mentioned before, they have made lots of money off of licensing the NCAA.
Of course they
I wouldn't have as big of an issue if students weren't making money, but the fact that everyone else is making a shitload of money off of them makes it so gross.
It's so predatory.
It is, yeah. So why I don't like the idea of students making money while they're in college like that, you know, getting endorsements and deals and shit like that. But yeah, if somebody else is
I don't fucking care. They've already
making
made
off
it,
of them, that's
they've already made it an industry. It's one of those things where it's just like you can't escape this anymore. It's, I don't know. First of all, the way we treat sports in education is completely asinine because that's not what education is.
I'm donating $1 million for a library. We're going to use it on a scoreboard instead, though.
there you go. Yep. We'll name our stadium after you.
I went to art school, dogs. There were no sports scholarships.
The Albert Einstein Volleyball Arena.
Do you know
I
what?
went to
You wanna know
UW
where my-
Milwaukee. There were no sports teams.
I'm
No,
from
I
South
went to-
Dakota. We don't
no,
even
I
have
went-
soccer. Like,
I went to Myad, baby. You want to know what we were? We were the River Rats. Go Rats! We didn't have a team. I made one up.
Did you have a mascot at all? Like,
It was the River Rat.
was it really?
Yeah, we called ourselves the River
Okay.
Rats.
It wasn't an official thing though.
They wanted to get us used to extreme disappointment, so they gave us the worst mascot ever.
Oh my god. That is pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, huh?
I come from a hometown where our mascot is the Gosling, so yeah.
At least a goose can fly.
Right, it's Ryan Gosling. Yes, that's cool. In Drive,
At least a
but
goose
only the
can
Ryan
fly.
Gosling in Drive.
Oh,
Ryan
only
Gosling.
it's just him in the jacket. It's like, wow, this is very prescient now that the movie is finally out.
Right. So back to our regularly scheduled story. Whether or not the game ends up using likenesses will depend on the outcome of any litigation and negotiation. EA said that they would monitor the situation. They also said the game will be coming out regardless of likenesses or not.
That sounds like a great way to develop a video game. Very good, EA.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to plug in.
We lost Star Wars. We have to do something.
I think they're going to make likenesses of some of the more prominent players and show them to them.
If they were smart, they would have just made a Star Wars crossover with football games while they had the license.
Football,
Yeah. The Tatooine River Rats.
Touchdowners.
The Tatooine Tuskens.
The Tatooine Womp Rats.
The Jabba, the Huts.
God, I hate that.
Yeah! That was the joke of the episode, brought to you by Gamer Fuel.
Thank you.
That was really good. I like that.
Endorse this Mountain Dew.
All right. See you next week. Nothing stopping
again.
that. So I think as EA was looking for a way back into college football, as soon as I think they smelled this change in the air of, hey, I think the NCAA's probably going to play ball, or if not, there will be external pressure from government agencies to allow students to profit. And I think they were like, okay, I think now is probably a good time to at least talk about getting back into the game.
I just really want there to be the high school football game and then eventually the middle school football game. That's what people really want.
Yeah.
You want to know what people want? Pop Warner touch football.
Flag football is just like a free arcade game or something. Could be pretty fun.
Yeah, and then you get little Jimmy sometimes. He can't play because he's too busy picking his fucking nose.
He has to play at least
Fuck
5
Jimmy,
minutes
man.
a game, though.
Man, if it were like T-ball, it would just be me playing with grasshoppers in the outfield.
That's why I liked NES Play Action Football, because that was like one of the first football games where you could edit a team, and I think I was able to make my high school football team. Just horrible because we sucked.
The stats are accurate. You were honest, like, all right, 35 out of 100.
Wait till I present this to the guys.
Are you listening? Let me know if you've ever played NES Play Action Football.
Did you really make your high school team?
I've done that before with a baseball game.
Really?
Yeah, I used to play a lot of baseball stuff back, and I think it was probably like 8th grade freshman year, but when I used to play baseball, it was, I forget what PlayStation 1 game it was, we recreated the entire team.
Sure.
My stats were probably a little heavy.
Yeah. When I
was
All 100s, just to be honest, I'm just being fair here.
when I played the Nintendo game back then, like there weren't a lot of games where you could edit or make a team and then play like an entire season. So that was like one of the first ones, and wasn't a fan of that game. I don't know. Let me know if you played that game and you like it or dislike it, so we can agree or disagree or agree to disagree.
Tell them about it, yeah?
Yeah. So in the end, no specific date was given for this new game, but it was made clear that it would not be coming back this year.
Do you think they're just going to rake the corpse of their Madden and then just like copy paste assets?
Yeah, they said they're in the phases of getting the team together and to make the game, and I'm like, oh well,
That sounds
aren't you gonna
like
have your
bad news.
a lot of your Madden people? But it'd be nice if
They're not
maybe
going to
they
build.
didn't.
That means they're not going to build their own engine. It's too late for that.
Well, they're using Frostbite or whatever the fucking.
No, they're going to
Madden
use
is.
their assets over and over again, like they always do.
That'd be great if they like also just factored in stuff outside of football, like your player was caught in a dogfighting ring and they can't play 3 games.
In Alabama, if your character is guilty of sodomy, he can't play no more.
Sodomy.
Sodomy. They take a mile.
So, needless to say, though, we are very excited for the new NCAA game.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man,
I pre-ordered it already. I got the Ultra Collector's Edition with the 3 season pass upgrades.
Everyone said that Madden needs a competition. Who would have thought that the only competition would come from inside EA? I don't know.
EA shooting themselves is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
And the game is said to be called EA Sports College Football.
Ugh.
Also, as an aside,
Fuck. That's bad.
I know we're not maybe some of us aren't quite into the football, but I do want to point out
Just a
that
bad name.
as soon as EA made this announcement, their stock price reached an all-time high. So there are
Great.
some people out there who are excited.
I'm surprised it wasn't lower since they just lost Star Wars.
Yeah.
You think
Their
that would
sports
have had
games
a...
sell the most.
Yeah,
FIFA and all that crap.
Whenever FIFA comes out,
there
go up.
is a lot of pent up desire for the college football games to come back.
I don't get that either,
So.
but it's fine.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Tom's excited. You were drunk Saturday playing one.
I was the one that I played last, and it was a drunken good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still living in college. The 88
I'm still going to. I've never
Watertown
graduated.
Beavers were great.
Yeah, I know. No, the Golden Beavers is Beaver Dam. And then,
Oh, well. What were the Watertown Muskrats?
Watertown, Water Towers.
no, we were the Goslings. The Watertown
The
Goslings.
Ryan Goslings from
Ryan
Drive,
Goslings from Drive.
remember?
Yep.
Yes.
With the jacket.
And
Not the
Dragon.
Notebook. We're tired of these
Yeah,
allegations.
these
Exactly.
fuckers, they don't cry in the
Rachel
rain for their
McAdams
girls.
also maybe a national treasure.
Amy Adams is better, but that's fine.
No, I prefer Rachel McAdams.
You guys are fucking weird.
That's him.
Honestly, I
Adams?
prefer Paul Rudd.
I mean,
but
like,
I mean, sure.
all
as
right.
far as completely unrelated people go.
That's right.
I think they're pretty related.
They both have
they're
Adams in the
typecasted
last-
exact
I
same
hope
way.
those two get married and they have hyphenated names.
We are just
Adams.
way off the
They're-
rails today
Wow,
already.
let's go with
that.
that. All right.
I'm into that. I'd watch that.
Maybe this
What did
next
you put in
story-
this buffalo chicken dip?
Yeah, no shit. LSD,
LSD.
baby. All right. Maybe this next story is a little more up our alley, let's say.
How dare you talk about my girlfriend like that?
I'm sorry. Oh, my God. Jesus. Okay.
That was the joke of the episode.
Yes. Hey. Sorry, Allie. The Nintendo Switch has officially surpassed lifetime 3DS sales, making it the company's fifth best-selling game machine of all time with
That
a
is
bullet
astonishing.
and climbing. In its last earnings statement, Nintendo announced that the Switch has sold 79.85 million units since its launch in 2017.
Hell yeah.
In comparison, the 3DS sold just under 76 million units in its lifetime. One thing to note, the numbers Nintendo listed are sold in, which means these are the number that are sold to retailers, not
Which means
actually
the number is a lot higher.
in all customers' hands.
The whole DS family is a little weird to me, though. They're all like kind of related, but their own thing at the same time.
The 3DS took a long time to pick up, but immediately the Nintendo Switch was a direct hit. And people wanted it, and they wanted it quick. And for the longest
3DS
time,
stumbled
we're talking
hard
about
when
3
it came out.
years. It was still pretty hard to find
Yeah.
for 3 years. Like, even as you could find them in a Target here or a Target there, you never saw like 20 Switches. You saw like 3,
Yep.
which means it has been selling very well.
Absolutely. Just to finish that thought, the sold through number, meaning actually sold to consumers, Nintendo said that that's estimated at around 74 million right now. But yeah, they're selling these very shortly. Oh
With
my
an
God.
upgraded version too coming.
Yeah, huh? Maybe.
Not
We'll
I
maybe.
hear
see
they're
what
calling it
happens.
the Super Nintendo Switch.
You know,
Honestly, that's the best way to go.
did you
about
guys
this.
listen to that direct tomorrow where they announced the new?
NES Play Action Football.
Yes,
Did you guys hear about the game starring me, Dylan?
Who saw that coming?
I didn't.
Nobody.
Either. Nobody asked me, so it's kind of weird, but I'm excited to play it.
Reggie was happy.
Yeah.
You know, regarding the amount of games sold for the Switch since 2017, it is actually in third place for Nintendo systems all time. There have been 532.34 million games sold for the Switch, which puts it behind the Wii.
Jesus Christ.
The Wii had 921.85 million sold lifetime, and the DS had 948.72 million games sold lifetime. Nintendo had already reached its fiscal year financial projections by the end of last year. So, but for the
Well,
year.
I mean, the truth be told,
they're
like,
outperforming.
they are outperforming. However, their stocks are dipping, and they have been since late summer.
Because they don't have
They're
Reggie.
new. They're new.
They don't
They're
do
new
anything.
games.
Right.
Games that people want.
So are you saying
You need excitement.
we should buy a bunch of stocks tomorrow morning before they announce Breath of the Wild 2?
You should buy stocks right now.
Honestly, if you want to pay $65 a stock,
It's still going to go up if you can buy a partial stock.
I bet it goes up tomorrow. I mean, unless they fucking announce that they're going out of business.
I just
price-
cashed,
Yeah,
We're
that'd be-
liquidating all.
I just cashed out from Robinhood.
We
I gotta
sold to
find something
Microsoft.
else.
Yeah, Sega bought us.
Sega bought.
Sega's
Making
back,
the
baby.
Dreamcast, dude. It just looks just like the Switch, but it says Dreamcast.
Right. There should be a GoFundMe.
It's got a VMU slot in the back.
No, a UMD.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, via UMD. They have performed the goal of $13.4 billion in sales. So there's been a 37% increase year over year. So thank you, COVID and Animal Crossing. And I believe their fiscal year ends March 1st. So we're coming up on that.
That's very intriguing.
It is, yeah.
I know we're not in the news segment. However, I think this is the appropriate time to talk about what we think might actually be announced tomorrow, because now we can prove to ourselves whether or not we said what's right and if we got it right. We could actually place a bet Well, I'm tired enough to play some bets, baby.
We know there's going to be Smash Ultimate talk. They will announce a new fighter
Who do you
or
think the
two.
new fighter is?
I haven't given that enough thought.
I think it's going to be
A Fire Emblem character.
Crash Bandicoot.
Have they like tipped their hat to like any kind of theme for tomorrow, or has it just been like stay tuned?
Smash
they said they
Ultimate's
were
the
gonna
only thing that we know they're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is also Zelda's 35th anniversary.
Zelda will get a lot of love tomorrow.
I
Which
think
2
they're
days
going to
ago, if
announce-
you're listening to this now.
Yeah.
I think they're going to announce a game. I don't know what it might be.
Okay.
No way, they're going to announce
This is-
a game?
Yes. This is
What I'm saying is it could be a
News.
remake or it could be like a side thing, like a Link's Awakening 2,
I
because
think-
they already have the engine done.
They're going to announce a remake, maybe a... Could you imagine if they announced...
Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons?
Could you imagine if they announced Zelda Maker with like
Oh,
dungeon
no,
creation
I
tools?
hate that kind of. That's a bit too much for people, I think.
That's too much for you.
That's too much for most people.
I see some sort
A
of
Mario level is not the same thing as like a complicated Zelda dungeon.
I see
Yeah.
a classic Zelda remake as well as the very end Breath of the Wild 2 release date.
I'm going to guess Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons.
okay.
They could use the same engine, literally, because it goes from Game Boy to Game Boy Color
Do it in the style of Link's Awakening.
with the cutesy.
Yep.
You
You could even use that same engine and everything.
Honestly, it
Yep.
and then maybe
Maybe make
more
it run
assets.
a little bit better. It'd be nice. Yeah.
The what?
I said maybe make it run a little bit better.
Yeah.
A little choppy.
I didn't think
chop
it was
chop?
that choppy.
It's a modern game system and it chugs. Like,
It does chug, but
That
I
game chugs.
I got over it. It looks like you're playing with little toys.
Yeah. I mean, I
it's still cute, but I don't want it to chug.
No,
I like the game
I
a
still
lot.
beat the game.
I'm the one who chugs.
But yeah, I do believe the Breath of the Wild
You think
If
that's
there-
close?
2. Yeah, I think that's coming out.
I think you might be right because if the assets are already kind of created, the
Or I
same
mean-
way that
It'll be the fall game, but I believe a release date will be
I think it'll be, I'm going to
Revealed.
guess Breath of the Wild 2, November 11th.
Skyrim Day. Right on.
That's the day the good games come out.
they're releasing Skyrim again?
They should.
They'll be like,
Skyrim Zelda.
buy it again.
Skyrim 2 for the Switch.
Wasn't
you ever
like
get
a
the
Zelda,
so-
Zelda Shield in Skyrim or something?
Yeah, and the Master Sword.
And like a
From what I
costume?
remember. Yeah,
think-
you can.
well, I don't know if there's
there
a
is.
costume, yeah?
No, there is a costume. I swear there is. I
Yeah.
might be. Now listen, I might be wrong, but I had it for the Switch for probably like 6 months.
Probably the only thing I don't own Skyrim on.
Honestly, it's really good. It runs really well on the Switch. It looks kind of like it looks just like the 360 version,
Yeah.
almost to a T.
So
God
I should.
rays.
So what you're saying is I should play it on the PS4 or the Xbox One instead of it looking
Well,
like the
I
360.
still got to talk to Dom and get it on VR for a little while before I have to give the VR back.
yeah,
That'd be nice.
VR is interesting. It's not the best, but it is the most unique way to
You
play
put me into
Skyrim.
VR, I immediately start drooling because I'm like, it's like I'm there.
Dude, Skyrim's crazy. Well, the first thing I did in Skyrim VR was just look at ceilings for like the whole first hour because you never look at them when you're
Nobody
playing the
looks at
game.
We say
fucking
that, yeah.
ceilings.
And it is like mind-boggling. Plus, every character is like you can perceive them in 3D, so it's really weird, like standing next to a character because
Yeah.
you can see the depth of their body. It's very weird.
Tell me about it. I'm halfway through Resident Evil 7, and Jesus fucking goddamn
Yeah,
Christ.
and you've been playing that for like long enough to where you would have beaten 10 games that are not VR.
I
Resident
have
Evil
to
7.
stop. Well, I've been playing a lot of Squadrons. Squadrons is great.
Okay.
I think that's probably my hit of the entire experience. There's a lot of other things I could talk about in terms of what I was impressed by, but for fuck's sake, Squadrons felt the most like I was doing the fucking thing than any of the other things I've ever felt. Because I think it's just so simple. It's looking around while you move
Like
with
you're
the
flying
controller.
an aircraft.
What news topic are we on right now?
The Nintendo Switch. So, congrats, Switch. I just wanted to say we love you.
I mean, they deserve it. I still think it's the best console ever made.
Stay tuned for the next episode of the Dogcast where we will be having a nice little anniversary celebration for the Switch and
Really?
Breath of the Wild. It's a special episode.
We're going to be talking about it?
We're going to be.
We're literally going to
We're
do
doing a
deep
Breath
dive
of the
on
Wild
this.
episode?
It's going to be a celebration of the Switch and also celebration of Breath of the Wild. Before that,
I'm coming dressed as Tingle. That's his
like
name,
you are now.
right?
You dress like Tinkle all the time.
Yeah.
Next on Switch's hit list, if we're talking about consoles, which is about to overtake, it would be the Game Boy Advance. That's the next one,
Christ, wow.
which sold 81.5 million. So it's right on the heels of the Game Boy Advance. Big numbers.
One of the best systems ever made.
It's not bad. Yeah.
No, it's better than not bad.
I think it has a somewhat what?
It's better than just not. Oh, it's
Was
not
it?
bad.
It's not by Neo Geo though.
It's not.
You can't just slap it into somewhere and play it in an arcade, huh? Darn.
No, it doesn't have multiple slots. That's important to me.
Wario Land 4.
Actually, it does have multiple slots. The one I have, you can put regular Game Boy games in and Game Boy Advance games in it.
Wait,
Or
you
is that
have
my
the...
DS?
Oh.
Sorry. I'm getting tangented. Anyways, yeah. So Game Boy Advance is the next one on his hit list, and I think it might actually have a viable shot at taking over the Wii, which sold 101.6 million. It's got a little ways to go.
What's the number one selling?
PlayStation
I
2.
don't. Yeah, I do not.
But
think,
no, like as far as Nintendo consoles, it's not the Wii, is it?
It's the Wii. It's
the
definitely
Wii.
Yes, it's absolutely
home
the Wii.
consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
These
it's
are-
the Wii. Yeah,
The Switch is both, though. So
it is.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so we're talking all Nintendo machines.
Yeah.
The DS sold the most, and I don't think it's
The
gonna
DS
hit it.
did.
Yeah, yep. That was at 154 million. I think it's the most.
Christ.
Yeah, it's the best selling.
Wow. I guess I didn't even understand. People made fun of me when I bought a DS
Yeah.
in 2005.
Yeah, it and the PlayStation 2 are like the highest selling fucking hardware
Yeah.
of all time. So
You have the Bouncer as a release title. What do you think's gonna happen?
Come on, Bouncer's great. I never played the Bouncer.
There's like a million bouncers around the world. Like, finally a game for us, and it turned out to be like a Kingdom Hearts game, and like, damn it,
God,
With
damn.
bad punching mechanics and everything. Yeah. Bad angles.
a lot of keychains.
All right, gentlemen, are you ready for this next one?
I don't know, maybe.
Depends. I have to pee.
Do you?
I'll pee when I want.
Okay. All right. This next one, Warner Brothers has been granted a patent for what is considered by many
This makes me mad.
to be
This is
one of
so
the more
gross.
innovative gameplay mechanics of the last generation, the Nemesis system, which debuted in 2014's Lord of the Rings spin-off Shadow of Mordor. So, what is the Nemesis system?
It is a fantastic gameplay mechanic where you will encounter an enemy and they have a unique name, they have a unique design, which is randomly generated. You will potentially run into them again, even if you kill them. Probably not, though, but you will run into them again, and you will develop a relationship. They will reference your previous encounters. They might rank up with you. There's even times with characters where it's like it only happened maybe once a game, where you kill someone and they come back and they become like sewn together. They have put in these mechanics where it's extremely rare that something outrageous like this happens, to make it even more memorable. The Nemesis system is designed to create a unique story for you and an NPC, and it's brilliant. It's the best thing about the Shadow of War Mordor games.
Yeah. It's definitely the most whiz bang part of that. Otherwise, that game's just like an Assassin's Creed with Batman mechanics. But
It's just a bad Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed with Batman mechanics and Gollum.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
And Sheila.
As a woman.
So
Because sex sells.
it does.
They should just given Gollum boobies or something. I don't know.
Dude, those sick, gray, veiny tits. God, you just want to put your wiener between
I didn't know you could do that. First Al Pacino, now Gollum?
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you were.
Oh yes, as I was. So yeah, Warner Brothers patented this thing.
I don't think it'll
Not much
hold
of the
up.
gaming world seems to be okay with this. So while patenting of gameplay mechanics is not new, BioWare has patented the dialogue wheel in Mass Effect.
That's so stupid.
Sega held the patent for the compass arrow for Crazy Taxi.
That offends me.
And Nintendo still holds the patent for the sanity meter from Eternal Darkness.
Nintendo holds it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they own that IP. I did not know that one, actually.
This is a slippery slope and a dangerous precedent.
So it's nothing new. I'm still not a big fan of it, but
They fought for this for a while. This wasn't something that just happened. Like, they weren't sure if they were going to get it, and that game is 3 years old or something, and they just got it now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the original, I think they applied for the patent, they said like in 2015 or 16, and they got defeated. Like, it was turned down at first, and then they appealed, and then now they finally do have the patent. And then talking about some of these other companies that, it's not a new thing. However, like the dialogue wheel from BioWare, the fucking arrow from Crazy Taxi, that stuff has appeared in other games. You know, it's like one of those things like we have the patent just in case we need it, but you know, it's kind of like be good to your neighbor. I think is what I saw it kind of referred to as is, hey, let's, you know, allow the gaming community to use these things and iterate upon them. So it is unclear if WB is going to be completely protective or litigious about protecting this patent or allowing people to iterate on it. But it's so many people are apprehensive because to even use elements, because I guess this patent is incredibly broad, even by patent standards, for what is covered by the patent.
This is literally hampering AI systems of the future. So when you're talking about games being developed in the future and they have something similar to this but way more advanced, these motherfuckers can go into court and say like, but they're copying our fucking thing. Get the fuck out of here.
And you said sometimes these patents aren't really held to the T, and some video games will use
some companies
these.
are just like, yeah.
But it's going to scare away some smaller developers that would have ideas that could build on it. And
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think anyone would want to risk. What if they made like a really popular game that used similar mechanics, and then WB decided, all right, we're going after him now.
Right.
This is damaging and threatening to a lot of studios.
yeah.
And honestly, it's just going to be hurting video games in the future. And I love the Nemesis system. It is.
So do I.
It's brilliant.
It really was like one of the, when the last generation
That
debuted.
was 2014 in general. There weren't any new games, and for some reason, Shadow of Mordor
won the
became
Game of the
like
Year.
Game of the Year for a lot of people, and I think it had to be.
That's
It
a
wasn't.
weak year. That's a
It
weak
wasn't
year.
because it was a bad Assassin's Creed clone. Because Black Flag was better than Shadow of Mordor. If you're talking about like regular just gameplay, in my opinion. But
When you run into the same douche 3 times,
douche, you have actual feelings about.
when you actually do run into a douche in the wild, it's very exciting.
But it, wrapped up like
Whoa,
a
it's on the
douche.
ground.
I'm like, he's going to be a captain.
But it actually did feel innovative, and I remember when it came out, everyone's like, "Could you imagine this system in a Grand Theft Auto or
Batman?
Put it in the Batman game?" Which probably could still happen since they own
Your
that,
own
but-
unique Batman villain rises up and becomes like
That's a lot.
That is a dream.
I'm the cum guzzler,
Yeah.
and I've met you now for the 3rd time.
But yeah, even like a mafia game would be fucking
would sign
awesome.
up.
So, and everyone was kind of wondering, like, we saw the Nemesis system, we thought this was going to be the next big thing. Why aren't more games using this? And
They could have. There were so many opportunities over the past 6 or 7 years, and I think the fact that no one did actually makes this more on their side. Now, to play the devil's advocate,
If they knew that the patent had been applied for, it might have deterred people from actually making these games.
I know. I guess game development takes a while, but also at the same time, it's the fact that Shadow of Mordor is a ripoff. Basically, in my opinion, it plays like Assassin's Creed.
It
Or
climbs
you're-
like Assassin's Creed and fights like a Batman.
Yep.
Right. So, well, I mean, even Assassin's Creed fights like Batman at the end of the day. It's all a counter-based, like,
And even the
reaction
the
system.
token estate, every time that they release one of these like movie based off games, they're just sitting there like, "Are you referencing anything? We're gonna get you."
We're going to get you.
And
Absolutely.
I just think the reality of this is so silly because everything is iterative. We were talking about Nolan Bushnell earlier.
Yeah.
You look at Pong, everything's based off Pong. What the fuck do you want? Like,
He didn't even try and like copy Pong, and they actually, the other guy like made a perfect copy of Pong.
but he made a better version of it.
Yeah.
I want a better version of the Nemesis system.
Yeah, so do a lot of people, and like this patent will definitely stifle that
fuck 'em.
and scare away people.
I'm not sure it will hold up in court the way that they expect. I think a big enough company can actually challenge.
A big enough company,
But it will stifle progress for a while.
Yes.
because you got a lot of indie devs out there like, yeah, let's try this out. And one of the things that really sticks in the craw of a lot of developers is the Nemesis system itself is an iteration of itself. Like it's an iteration on previous gameplay elements that existed. So it's like, hey, we're gonna take this and then now it's ours.
Well, Nintendo famously patented video game insanity with Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem.
Yeah.
Nobody's really done it since.
No.
And it may be because they have the patent and people don't want to fuck around with like, we could do something else. Mm-hmm. Why would we
but at
want
the
to
same
risk
time,
anything?
that was so effective at the time.
And Nintendo seems like they'll take down people that are loving their games, playing them for charities. To like, fuck you can't play this.
Yeah,
Nintendo.
Mario would never feed the poor. I'm not sure he would. He's busy.
Feed yourselves. Get the job.
Feed yourselves. Watch
That's
yourself.
a socialism.
Show me what you're working with. Yeah, I know why patents exist. Great. I understand why
it is
companies
supposed to protect.
need to do that.
It is supposed to protect you from higher ups. It is not a tool for the higher ups to use and wield against other people. Because if you've got name brand recognition, it doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you're trying to protect. You can still be that fucking thing. For people who are smaller, who are trying to build something new, it's to protect them and make them more well known for what they actually created. Yeah, it's a matter of kicking down at this point, and it's really not healthy.
Yeah, so like what we mentioned before is we don't know the limits that WB is willing to take to protect this.
They might license it,
or they could do that. Powered by Nemesis system.
They haven't made one of those things since Shadow of War, and that game did not sell exactly what
They botched the release. It's good now. I played it like
microtransactions.
When all that was taken out, I'm like, this is fine.
Okay.
But I didn't play the version of the game that most people had to play.
Right.
I can't play most of these games anyway because you're just met right away with these screens saying like, did you buy this part of the thing that we have?
For the Shelob DLC.
Oh, did you already pay $60?
The topless skin for Shelob.
Oh, fuck. I just want to fuck a spider lady.
Who doesn't, man? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Depends on if you believe in Melkor or Morgoth as Maiar.
Were they able to patent hot Shelob lady?
No, we might have to get that for the Dogcast.
Yeah,
that might
do
be
that.
That might be a full episode of the Dogcast. Shelob.
The Shelob lore dive.
Shelobcast.
Yeah. Okay. The Shelob Albert Wesker mashup. Can't wait for
It's
that
just our
one.
fanfic.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm definitely not a fan of this, and I don't think anyone should be either.
I don't think I've ever heard an opinion where someone was like, "Yeah, this is cool."
Well, Pitfall jumped over things, so no one else can jump over things because Pitfall did it.
Yeah.
I think the owners of Pitfall should sue,
But
Uncharted.
Should do Mario. Like, fuck you, dude. You jumped after us.
I think that would actually be a good
Pitfall is
Dogcast
basically
or Raw
Uncharted.
Dogs. Is like who patented stupid shit,
Yeah.
or like Nintendo patenting the crosshair on the controller,
The D-pad.
the D-pad. Yeah.
Yeah, and also just a history of lawsuits. The biggest lawsuits in video game history.
Ooh, that's actually interesting.
go.
We should actually find a lawyer to come on the podcast.
I know one.
Good, yeah, have
there you
him
go.
on.
Yeah, we'll get Nick on. He'll love to get drunk and talk about how stupid law is.
I almost went to law school.
Well, God damn it!
Instead, you went to chaos.
You had to be a
school.
river rat.
No,
be a legal
first you have
beagle.
to have a bachelor's degree, and then you can go to law school. As it turns out, you can either be pre-law or you can just jump right the fuck in, baby.
Put me right in.
And that's what I was going to do.
Law
Apparently,
MD.
people who get art degrees make fantastic lawyers. This is what I've heard.
Good debaters.
Master debaters.
Master debaters. Hey, let us know your thoughts on the WB Nemesis system ordeal. I actually would like to get thoughts and opinions on.
Yeah, I'm curious about it too.
If anyone takes the side of WB or if you like us,
That'd be
like
weird.
no.
It's at
Don't
not
stifle creativity.
WB Avatar guy.
All right, everybody, it's time for the Dogcast Hollywood Minute. Now we need a theme song. Go.
Elijah Wood is in a film. Is he cool? Yeah. This is Hollywood Minute.
Yeah, the upcoming The upcoming HBO Last of Us TV series now has its leads, and it's looking like a Game of Thrones reunion.
I guess so. Pedro Pascal is above Game of Thrones at this point.
He's way better.
way above Game of Thrones. He is Mandalorian.
He is, but he's also
Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah. It
and
could be better.
He's also going to be playing Joel.
Fine.
Surprising
In-
casting.
I
I love it, but I didn't see it coming.
You want to know what I would have preferred? Mahershala Ali.
Do you say it right?
I don't know.
Chicken Mars.
Mahershala Ali.
He was the star
I'm
of
not gonna be
True
racist.
Detective season 3, I believe.
Yeah, and also he was Diamondback in Luke Cage. He was in Moonlight.
Oh yeah, he was in House of Cards.
But,
he was in Madden
I think
2000.
I don't know that.
I think
H8?
Pedro Pascal
I don't know.
is great casting. The only reason I was a little bit surprised is because
with stubble.
he's not a Latin American character or Latin
I don't
character
mind.
at all.
I don't mind them
No, that's
changing
fine.
like
That's
that.
fine. I didn't see it coming.
Racist bastard.
No, and I think it's great. I love Pedro Pascal, but I know a lot of people were fighting for another Game of Thrones actor to be Joel, and that was the Jaime Lannister, Nikolai Coster-Waldau. A lot of people were fighting
right.
for.
Honestly, that would have been a good choice too.
He would have been good too, but Pedro will be great. The character of Ellie, they're going notably younger than I would have thought.
She's the same age as Ellie was.
I guess she just
She's
Ellie
literally
doesn't
the
look
same
as young in the game.
So this is Bella Ramsey, known for her role as Lyanna Mormont in Game of Thrones.
Also known as "fuck you, I'm in charge, I'm a child," but fuck you.
If it doesn't ring a bell, yeah, she was the young firebrand, take no shit. Probably one of the better things of those last season. Was that
one of the last seasons? She was in the last couple, but
yeah.
She was fantastic, and I also think that I liked season 7,
but not 8.
No, I didn't like any part of 8. I got
no part of
very
this.
sad. And honestly, that last season basically makes that show unwatchable now.
Agreed. But Last of Us.
And in addition to The Mandalorian, Pedro Pascal, he also played the villain of the incredibly phenomenal, no hint of sarcasm in my voice here, folks, Wonder Woman 1984.
You loved it.
Did you?
Here you
actually?
are saying you hate Zack Snyder films, but you love 1984.
You liked
I said not a hint of sarcasm in a sarcastic way.
Okay.
Anyways,
Well,
he think he played a rock.
Oh, so you're as good as
An anthropomorphic.
he became part of a rock.
Okay. Yeah.
He was the best part of that movie. Let's be clear. Gal Gadot, she can't act her way out of a fucking.
You're not
I
wrong.
disagree. She can act, but she wasn't acting in that film.
She was.
The only good parts of that movie were Pascal and fucking Chris Pine, who didn't need to be in that.
Chris
fucking
Pine
movie.
didn't really have anything.
No.
It's literally like, how do we make a sequel? Well, we
Kristen
can't do it
Wiig was
without
really
Chris.
good before she turned into a cheetah.
I was.
Hers like the nerdy, like fun character. I'm like, cute. I get it. She's doing a good
Yeah.
job.
Second of all,
She's Michelle Pfeiffer in
Second of all,
Batman Returns.
the way that people ignored her, I'm
Yeah.
like, in any museum, she'd be the hottest chick there. Why the hell isn't everyone ignoring
Literally
her?
she
I
dropped
was like,
something.
like, Kristen Wiig is hot. Like, I'm like, okay, why would you ignore her?
She has glasses. She's not even wearing high heels.
That's actually sexier.
It's not
though.
She's All That anymore. Come on. That was like fucking 12.
I'm
Can you
just- I'm
imagine?
just like, why,
Can you
though?
imagine someone dropping like all of their work stuff in front of you, and everyone just like walking by, like, "Oh my god, who
Right.
are you?"
So,
Like,
yeah,
no, everyone
I would
stops
still-
to help. Yeah,
I would stop to help. I'd be like, hey, what the hell
you know
happened
what?
here?
Even if she did have glasses and didn't wear high heels, I'd help her.
Yeah.
You would. I know I asked this before and on another episode, but are we looking forward to this now? Has any of your thoughts changed about this series? Is it pretty much the same? Like, just give it to me.
We're talking about
I'm
Last of Us?
It's completely unnecessary. The thing is the thing.
No, it's fine. And I think it's going to be probably a very well done series that a lot of people that never played the game will enjoy the story, because the story is one of the integral parts of the series. I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
It's and I think it will draw more people in. Whereas the Castlevania Netflix series, I don't think is drawing in a lot of people. A lot of people that love Castlevania beforehand will love it.
No, a lot of people who never played it are into it. I guarantee you.
But just by having Pedro Pascal as like coming in hot off the Mandalorian, Last of Us is going to, I guarantee, be very talked about and probably critically acclaimed.
I don't think it's going to happen the way that we
We'll
quite
see.
think. I do think I am such a proponent of, if you're going to adapt something, let's make sure that you should be adapting it, not just that it's name brand recognition. I think that this is the problem with all of Hollywood as it is right now. I still think like making an Uncharted movie is stupid because the thing is the thing. It's the same way that they can't adapt Watchmen correctly unless it's a sequel.
Well,
it's like,
what if instead of just, I don't even know what Uncharted's going to do, but if Uncharted is like Uncharted in the Temple of Doom or something, where it's a different story not related to the games, is that okay?
I mean, it really depends, I guess.
Or do you want it to be Drake's Fortune?
I will judge things based on its quality.
no.
I don't think it's going to be Drake's Fortune either way, because if
Do you think Andrew Garfield will show up?
no,
No, I'm just talking. It's Tom Holland starring.
oh whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That supposedly is done shooting, or they've shot that. So, or
It can't be hard to
very
do a
close.
lot of these action movies.
Yeah,
Without a lot of special effects.
I don't. Yeah, I'm with you, Dylan. Like, I don't really care about like,
thing
an
is the
Uncharted
thing.
movie. Yeah, I mean, Nolan North is my Nathan Drake.
They're making
I'm
Indiana
gonna-
Jones 5. That's all that really matters, right?
I don't see how. Is it going to be him with like a fucking walker.
The only thing that matters is how they talk away how Shia LaBeouf's character is gone. That's the only reason that I'll want to see it. Mutt died in a golf cart accident.
No, they'll bring an Army Hammer and he'll actually be a cannibal.
That'd be great. So yeah, I'm like I said, I'm with you, Dylan. I don't know if this is necessary outside of making money. Last of Us TV.
There needs to be more original things.
I want to say
TV.
I like the story, but I always have to say that with like the asterisk, and I'll talk about this with another game when we talk about what we're playing. But whenever I say like, I really like the story of that game, usually it comes with an asterisk of it was good, like for a game. And for me, it's like Last of Us is good for a game, but this has been done way better in other forms of medium, like similar stories. So.
I think the biggest problem is that most adaptations from video games to the screen have been very poorly conceived and poorly written. So it's going up against the track record of almost every time someone takes a video game and tries to make a piece of media based on it, it's hot garbage. Mm-hmm. And if The Last of Us has a very unique story and
I don't
setting.
think so at all.
Well, I think it's got a lot of potential for really good character beats and moments. And if the right writer
there's a couple of story elements that are okay.
If the right writer gets a hold of it, and they can write some really great scenes. It's a world that can be built on that I think I don't know. I'm open to it.
I find it as boring and as dead as a doornail.
You liked the Suicide Squad, didn't you?
No, I didn't like.
No, you liked the Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey was actually a well-written and directed movie.
It was okay.
It was better than fucking anything Zack Snyder's ever done.
Guys,
this is what happens when you bring in Hollywood Minute.
All right, let's wrap up the Hollywood Minute.
I watched Sucker Punch.
Just another.
I love Sucker Punch.
Okay,
another
time.
I have not watched Sucker Punch.
That's my summer episode, Sucker Punch discussion.
Happy to do it.
And in movie news, the Borderlands movie, the cast keeps getting more interesting.
Is Tyrion Lannister, Peter Dinklage, going to be the Dinklebot character?
I don't think so, because most recently announced was Jack Black is joining the project as the voice of Claptrap.
Okay, it's him.
Also, our previously announced on board has been Kate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Kate Blanchett gets me worked up. Thinking of her as the Siren kind of gets me going. I loved her as Hela in Thor. Like, it did something weird to me.
Mm-hmm. The character wasn't interesting, but she was good.
Oh, she was so beautiful.
Right. Yeah, I think
hot.
she'd be good as a Siren. I'm actually kind of interested in this. I think it's going to be like
Jamie Lee Curtis is in it.
Jamie Lee Curtis is in it.
We just watched the newest Halloween film last night. She's so great, and that movie's so great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool, yeah.
Then we've got Kevin Hart as Roland. I don't know if you guys have ever played the Borderlands games.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Little Man.
Big,
isn't Roland the
buff
brick?
black guy.
Okay. He's the tank guy, right?
He's the commando or whatever.
Yeah.
He played Danny Glover in Jumanji.
Yes.
I would say Danny Glover played him. But
I don't even know.
Hollywood Minute.
Yeah. They keep adding people to the cast. I have no idea when the Borderlands movie's like supposed to come out. It's like
never.
This is astonishing to me. The cast that they've been able to assemble, I don't know what kind of backroom shady crap they had to leverage to get this going. I wonder what this script looks like, first of all.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's got to be good if you've got all of these people.
No, you just got to have money. It's all that
Boner
matters.
jokes and fart jokes.
You got Fassbender for Assassin's Creed. The script wasn't good. They got Marion Cotillard for that film.
Fassbender wanted to do that himself, though, and getting Cotillard on board probably wasn't that hard.
But just remember,
I haven't seen her in a movie.
Uwe Boll got Ben Kingsley. So
yeah.
That goes to your theory. You just need some
all
fucking money.
All you need is money and someone to have a year off.
Yeah.
God,
and a director is willing to get into the boxing ring to punch out his critics. So.
God, can I just make dumbass movies? Do you know the Monster Hunter movie was released? And we all just glazed over it?
I heard there was one like really bad pun against Chinese people.
Yes.
Something about like a guy's talking about his own knees as a Chinese, and China boycotted the film because they had one incredibly dumb joke.
Right.
Let's be honest. Their leader does look like Winnie the Pooh. I'm just saying that's why.
I don't even know how to recover from this one.
Winnie the Pooh is way hotter.
That's weird, Brad.
Hey, I'm a big fan of Taoism.
And
I find it attractive.
And speaking of Borderlands,
Okay.
just wanted to note that the company that makes Borderlands, Gearbox, was acquired by the Embracer Group.
Wait, Gearbox?
Gearbox, yeah.
Okay.
They're the company that basically owns THQ Nordic and all those.
Oh, Jesus. We're all becoming
all the
Monopoly.
subsidiaries.
I fucking hate this. They're becoming another EA. Everyone's becoming an EA.
They're a weird EA, though. They're like this. They're not dormant, but it's like they're in Europe, so nobody really cares, but they just keep slowly gobbling up every IP that's not being used. Every, company just getting bigger and bigger, and pretty soon they might own everything. It's them and Tencent just gonna fucking.
Sounds
Godzilla
like my
versus King Kong.
ex-wife.
Hey, but there you go, Randy Pitchford, that man,
This fucker.
the sometimes maligned magician CEO, will remain CEO of the company.
Watch
Gentlemen,
this movie. I promise it's good.
that has been the news. Anything you would like to add,
No.
Brad?
I'm good.
How's your tooth?
It's hurting a lot.
Is it okay? Shit, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
All
For
right,
the next
well-
beer, bud.
I'm sipping on one here. I might have to have one more. It's like a sharp, funky pain in a bad way. Exposed nerve endings are bad.
Right.
Nah.
Well, let's take this next section extra slow.
There's one bit of news. If you are driving in Texas or somewhere that's not used to snow, as someone from the Midwest, you just go about half the speed. Go really fucking slow to be safe.
Yep.
Because you don't want a 100-car pileup.
Also learn how to peel a drift.
Don't
Yes.
even try it. Don't. Just like, okay.
Just learn now.
Learn now, but do it in a
it's too late.
safe environment because you can't go full speed on an icy road, you ding-dongs. That's all I had to say.
Also, second of all, if this upsets you, get the fuck over it. Just learn. They get upset when it when it rains in LA. Get the hell out of here.
A lot of places. Yeah.
What rain? Get
You guys ever lived in a place that
These
got-
fuckers wanted to secede from the United States. Come on.
We want some money, please.
Money,
We had an
please.
accident.
Yeah. This,
We're out of power and it's only 10 degrees.
Meanwhile,
buy
we're
a
wearing
blanket.
shorts and a T-shirt to Target to go buy Switch games.
I do want to say I love
Honestly.
Texas. Thank you to our Texas listeners. Send us all the beer on the last Dogcast.
That's just like a very real thing. If you're
Love the people, not the state.
if you're not used to snow, seriously, just drive a lot slower. Drive way slower than you think you need to,
The more you know.
and then you won't get into terrible accidents. I saw 6 people died the other day because people were driving bad on icy roads.
Yeah. I mean, I was first of all, I literally learned how to drive in winter snow, so I guess that's a little bit different almost automatically. However, I'll say this.
When you were actually starting to learn
Yeah.
how to drive?
Yeah.
Is it
Brad is
snow on the ground?
10 million% correct. Just drive half speed. Don't give a fuck about what anyone tells you on the road. If people are honking at you, let them pass you. If they
Yep.
want to die, it's their fucking problem.
Also, just don't drive because no one else there is driving right, so avoid it.
Yeah. And also, if you live in Texas, maybe lobby your government to not have your own power grid. Just-
Yeah. You might have gotten away with having less than 2 days of no power.
So, all right. That has been your winter driving minute. Thank you, guys.
I am happy that our friend from the podcast, Ryan, did realize it was so cold outside when the power went out. He took all his beer and put it outside.
Smart.
And I was like, you get it.
Yes.
He would thrive up here.
Absolutely.
Also, learn how to catch the snow with your wheel rather than to slide into it.
Yep. Also, buy a Jeep.
No.
What
Don't
else we
buy
got
a
here,
Jeep.
Tom?
So good. It goes
You guys already have gas guzzling vehicles.
That's it. Let's talk about what we're playing. I know we've talked a little bit about some VR stuff.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of VR because
Yeah.
we're preparing for an episode on that for Raw
Yes.
Dogs.
Anything else you've been playing that you'd like to?
I've been playing Super Mario 3D World,
Yeah. How
In
is that?
anticipation for the new one?
Yes.
hopefully. Honestly, going back to this game is still a lot of fun. I would love to play with you guys sometime because honestly,
I've
this
never
is one
played
of
it
my favorite.
multiplayer.
It's so much fun multiplayer.
Yeah.
You can fuck each other over, and it makes a lot of sense. It really depends on how cooperative you really want to be. I love it. I'm basically at the end of the game because I own this on the Wii U. Mm-hmm. So I'm one of the few people in the world who's actually played this video game.
It's a shame, damn it.
It really is because this is one of the best Mario games ever made.
I've been saying that since, yeah.
It is.
I
It's in my top 5.
I don't love it.
It's in my top 5. It's so good.
I need a
Some people are like that,
I
yeah.
need a camera that roams around. Having it like separated from Mario.
Yeah, but when it's on
bothers
the
me.
when it's
Yeah,
on the
it's-
side, you don't care.
This bothers. I don't know. It still feels weird to me. I loved it and I beat it, but as far as other Mario games, I preferred them.
I think this is one of those games that are so clever. The levels are relatively short, but it's all about finding the secrets using what you know. So if you've kind of got the hint of it right to begin with, you can find all 3 of the green stars in every single level. However, if you're just going to run through it, that's not the point of this. This is half exploration and then half skill.
Yeah, it's very hard, but like after they were coming off of the hotness that was the Galaxy games, they're like the Wii U's got Mario 3D World, which was like an upscaled handheld game.
Yeah,
which is still good though.
Which is
3D
still
Land
good.
is one of the
it's
best.
still good, but it's a hard sell to people for a new system.
I don't think so because I think it still whoops ass. I think it's better. I think that the multiplayer makes it worth it alone.
Sure. Do you notice anything better about the game? Like any refinements?
The textures are a little better.
Okay.
Otherwise, the game is relatively the same. The way that motion controls handle is different. Naturally, because there are levels where you have to move blocks in and out that your character can jump onto.
Yep.
There's a pointer that's essentially tied to the Wii gyroscope, or not the Wii gyroscope. I'm sorry, the Joy-Con gyroscope. Otherwise, it's still the same game. Now, the thing is that Bowser's Fury is really fucking good.
So what?
I'm excited for it.
That's a separate episode?
It's a separate thing. When
chapter?
you start up the game, it says, do you want to play 3D World or do you want to play Bowser's Fury?
Yes.
And Bowser's Fury is sick as fuck. It is like Mario 64 without jumping into paintings.
Okay.
And it's an open world. It's kind of, I really hate to say it this way, but it is a lot like Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
Do you remember Plessy from 3D World? It is the
the dinosaur
Loch Ness
you ride,
monster.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You
Fucking
basically
Plessy.
get to skate around on Plessy on the water to get to certain islands to do things, but it's all in real time. Everything loads as it is.
Awesome.
The story is that you team up with Bowser Jr. in order to defeat his dad, who has been infected by this
You mean
black
Bowser?
goo. Yes.
Yes, okay.
Has this been established?
I just wasn't sure.
More?
It is his fury.
I wasn't sure if they canonically changed the father, since we never knew who his mother was really.
He
right.
keeps saying it's Mama Peach.
It was
but,
Sonic.
It was
I don't
Sonic.
see the resemblance.
I think it's Sonic, to be honest
Probably
with
is.
you. But he follows you around, and if you wanted to give your baby brother the other controller, I'm sure it's fine. I just would never do it myself. He does attack enemies for you sometimes, but it is almost 3D World by way of Odyssey.
Okay.
So it's simplified controls, and it is exactly like earlier Mario games where it's just like you hold down this button, you can run, and then there's jump, and that's pretty much it. That's what you got. You got those 2 buttons that do it. And whereas Odyssey has a bunch of other things you can do in between, this is straight up platforming.
Yep.
And you're trying to collect these cat shines is what you call them. And the more cat shines you collect, the more that it boosts these lighthouses.
I'm the lighthouse.
Every once in a while, Bowser himself,
I see the
in his
fair
kaiju form, will show up, and he'll try to dominate the landscape by throwing fireballs at you and dropping things on top of you, and eventually he'll go away. But if you get one of the cat shines as he's attacking you, you can take out a portion of his health by activating the lighthouse. And then, if you get enough of the cat shines, you get to activate the Giga Bell, which is where you hit it, and you basically turn into a Mario that's a lion, a giant lion, and you get to have a gigantic battle with Bowser.
Wow.
Where you're both massive.
It's like Chronicles of Narnia.
It's kind of like that one handheld game with Mario and Luigi, where you'd actually have to turn the DS on its side, and you'd have a giant battle against Bowser.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Except this is way
his
cooler because you're
intestines?
actually controlling it. It's
Okay.
Bowser's inside story.
Yeah.
No, was that right?
It was definitely one of them.
Mario and Luigi games? Yeah.
Definitely one of them.
No, this game rules.
Cool. Question?
Sure.
Can I borrow it when you're done?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you.
He called it
Podcast
first.
over.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Got
I've
what I
been
wanted.
Otherwise, I've been playing with my Lego Mario toys.
Yeah, man.
It's fun.
Yeah, so that's just you build out just a little mini level and
It is very. It is made for children. However,
there's a game mechanic to it, right?
kinda. You can kind of make your own courses through an app on your phone, and then you
Okay.
can like
design them, and it
you
shows you
can
how to
kind of design them. It doesn't show up exactly like that, but you can kind of give other people hints on how to make your course.
Okay.
A lot of it does revolve around the fact that you have to buy a lot of different expansion sets because the first course doesn't give you a hell of a lot. It gives you a Bowser Jr. toy, a Goomba. That's pretty much it. Mm-hmm. I got 5 sets because they fucking look awesome. I got Mario's House plus Yoshi. Yeah. I got the Thwomp's Dilemma or whatever the fuck they want to call it.
Dilemma.
I got Wiggler's Poison Swamp, Chain Chomp Jungle, and I got the Guarded Fortress, which has one of the cool fortresses from the first Super Mario. Yep. It's rad. You guys saw him for a millisecond here.
Yeah.
Very cute.
Honestly, I didn't know that it actually goes with Tom's NES.
Yeah, and I do have like I don't know if I gave that to you already, but I do have like a little fucking mini set for the Mario thing. It's just like I think a mushroom block or something.
Oh, I'll fucking take that. Yeah.
I'll have to find it. But
I got 2 poison mushrooms.
I got it with my NES set, and it's like
hell yeah, dude. Yeah, we'll combine them at some point. It'll be fun. I'm actually going to set up a full set. I literally stopped myself today from buying the Bowser set because it's $100, and
I went to the Lego store like a week or a couple weeks ago, and yeah, like one side of the store is just now devoted to the Mario shit and the Nintendo stuff. So
yeah.
I hope they do more. Like I want to see them do like a Rob.
It's a very simplistic game as far as it is mostly based around the idea of pretend. One of the things I find the most interesting about these sets particularly is that in a lot of Lego sets, you have to put stickers on the blocks yourself. I think that Nintendo said, fuck no. Either you're going to print them with the Goomba's face on it or get the fuck out of here. We don't want to do that to our essentially like our customers.
Okay.
So I didn't have to deal with stickers. These are literally unique blocks, which makes them automatically more valuable if you're a Lego collector like me. But
a connoisseur, if you will.
I think it's highly fascinating. What I want to do is I want to get a big shelf that just lines the inside of my office space, and I just want to connect all of them together because I actually think that'll work very well. It would have to be a big...
It's going to be like Amiibos. They're just going to keep coming out with more, and then you have to move into another house or like put in a fucking wing on the apartment.
I already told Allie to buy me the King Boo set.
God damn it. Dylan, you're already going down the path.
I made some money on the Stonk exchange.
Let a man buy his stuff.
Allie has been supportive.
Good.
I'll say that. But that's all I've been really doing, aside from VR, which we'll have a whole episode, so I don't need to talk about that.
Absolutely.
How about you, bud?
Oh, boy. I have pretty much consolidated a lot of my game playing into one game, and I finally finished it last night, as a matter of fact.
Whoa.
I finally finished Disco Elysium, and...
What'd you think?
I have a lot of thoughts of that game. A lot of thoughts.
We should do a mini-sode on it.
Definitely.
I'd be happy to
Have you
talk
played
to
all the way
about
through?
it. I am about 3/4 of the way through.
Okay.
Sometimes I find it hard to concentrate on just a lot of dialogue.
Yeah. So I love this game. I think that, like we were talking about before, where we were talking about The Last of Us, where I'm like, a lot of times when I say this game has really great writing, it's usually meant with the asterisk of for a game. But I can honestly say that Disco Elysium has great writing just for writing. If it's not the best written game that I've played, it is... I don't know what it is. It has to be like top 3, and it's a game I want to tell everybody to play. I think the console version or the final edition is coming out in April, which is supposed to be fully voiced, at least dialogue, I think.
If it's on the Switch, I think I would have a lot more patience for it.
Yeah, I think Switch is coming later, but
God, that sucks though, because I really want to. If it were on handheld, I could play it in bed like I read a book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's a game where I'm like, I want everybody to play this game. Even though I know it's not for everybody, it's like I want everyone to experience it because it is so fucking cool. There's not a lot more I can say about it.
I don't even know what the gameplay is like for that.
It's like, do you know what a Planescape Torment or like a Baldur's Gate, like
isometric,
a CRPG style?
Okay. From a 3/4 on the side view.
Yeah.
This is made by lovers of that style of game. And
clearly, but it's more social based rather than action based.
Yeah, not a lot of combat, if any. It's all based on dialogue choices the choices you make kind of decide the route of the game. You're a detective with amnesia. Yeah, and
I love that main character. If they made a statue of him, I would buy it tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely.
He looks so fucking cool. Like with that green suit. Damn, dude.
I tell you, it's a disco ass blazer. So yeah, I'm not going to say much more other than I fucking loved it. It's one of the best games I've played in recent memory. Imagine Elmore Leonard, Hunter S. Thompson, Monty Python all came together and made a fucking just a kick-ass, quirky-ass fucking game.
Well, it surprises me that it took you this long to get into it because you're a huge fan of this kind of genre specifically. It is an adventure game, in my opinion, more than it is.
Yep.
It's an adventure game that makes sense.
It
with
is.
Its
Yeah.
clues
The whole
and
time I'm
tools.
playing it, or most of the time, I'm like, this is an adventure game.
Yeah.
More than a true RPG, but it is definitely like a tabletop
It is, though.
fucking RPG.
There are
There's
rules.
so many checks.
Yep. There's so many checks.
And so many facets that you can put points into that can shape the outcome of the game. I'm ready to play it. I want to play it again just to see, play another playthrough.
Play with high intelligence and nothing else. Honestly, that is my favorite way of playing it.
Okay. Yeah. I was moderately intelligent, and towards the end, I started putting more points into the physicality because there were like some encounters where I'm like, okay, I wish I had a little more muscle. And meat
Make your
behind me.
character a sociopath. It is the most fun thing you can do. I'm not kidding.
No,
It is literally just like you walk up to people and you're like, "Oh, you're a neo-Nazi, huh? Yeah, actually, you know what? I really am too." And they're just like, "Yeah, I believe you. You look like a neo-Nazi." Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So check that out. That's all I've been playing, and I'm going to go back to Yakuza now. After that, Brad, have you been playing anything, my friend?
I've been in the twilight zone between games because I beat a lot of things that I wanted to get through.
Mm-hmm. Get that backlog.
So I played Inside, start to finish. Thought it was beautiful.
You played it.
You said you had a lot of things to say about it.
I didn't say. Well, I just didn't want to bring up in casual conversation because I know we talk about these things in the podcast.
I don't remember anything in the game. So
all I knew going in that there was a sex toy made out of one of the characters, and when I turned into the Grand Falloon, I'm like, oh god, that's what it is.
I want to fuck that.
And the mass of bodies rolling around to rise up and overcome, working together as a team. That whole the oppressed as a giant mass of bodies was fascinating.
Yeah. Was there a point in that game where you're came under the realization of oh shit, I'm not running away from something. I'm running back into something.
Well, I mean, right away you realize that's you're already out in the wild and you're getting closer to a facility. It's I don't know why this guy keeps running this way, but I do what I'm told. I played Panic. Right. I played Panic Restaurant, Josh's recommendation, and it was fine. It was better than some games. Sure. Not better than a lot.
What a motif, though.
It was cute.
You're in a restaurant.
Yeah, the motif's fun, and every level is a different aspect of the menu you're working through. I like that. And apart from that, I have been playing the Master Chief Collection Celeste, which I've already beaten both of them a million times, but I beat Celeste start to finish again, and then I beat it today, all of the A and B sides, because I'm just kind of obsessed. And it's a great game.
I mean, that game is
Celeste.
Yeah, my thumbs have perpetual pain because the D-pad and the jump button are just burned into them a little bit. So, burned.
If you're not playing with a D-pad, first of all, what are you doing?
I was surprised when I went online to find out there's a whole analog stick gang. Then also you go to Games and Quick and some guy's beating it with a dance pad from DDR.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, I can't.
So Master Chief Collection, you said you were playing Reach, I think the last time we were on the podcast.
Well,
were you
they have
just going sequentially through the series again?
They have a great function in the Master Chief Collection where they just have playlists, and then it'll be playlists of all the different games put together. And
oh, cool.
I am a Halo guy. You guys are not Halo guys. So it's fun for me to go to some of those old games, which they have their own charm to them that I appreciate, that I don't think modern gamers who never played them might have that same appreciation.
Well, I play things like them. So it's harder to say
I know you tried them and you just didn't like them, but
well, no, I've tried games like them, where I've played first-person shooters from the era who even aped off of
everyone was trying to be the next Halo. But playlists, it's just fun to try on the lower difficulties, try and run through doing as little as possible. And you can also see the cracks or like the gameplay development. Bungie did a lot of really great things, but there's a lot of just funny choices, and you can see where you can see how it's made, which is fun.
Yeah.
But I've been playing. I'm in the Twilight Zone, and my tooth's been hurting, so I've been missing work a little bit. And yeah,
we feel for you, man.
It's really bad right now.
That fucking root canal.
It's coming.
We're gonna do it right now, live.
There's gonna be a day where I gotta
podcast.
do it, where I gotta fucking pay out of pocket. Thanks, government.
Yeah.
We'll get you a job for a couple weeks.
All right, guys. Let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back with some of the bigger breakups in gaming. It's going to be so sassy.
History.
Mario sleeps with everybody.
He does.
Mario, this fucking.
All right, listen to these shows from the Greenlit
Except
Podcast.
Luigi. Come on. Can I sleep in the bottom bed?
I'm stuck in the washer.
All right, listen to these shows from the Greenlit Podcast Network. We'll be right back. I don't know what the hell just happened, but I'm calling the cops.
Help.
Ellen, in 15 seconds, what is Nice Games Club?
It's our game dev podcast. Steven, help!
Game mechanics, accessibility, art and animation, level design, prototyping.
Everything that goes into making video games. How's that, Mark?
Nice. Listen to Nice Games Club wherever you get your podcasts or at nicegames.club.
Hi, Stu.
Hi, Luke.
Do you fancy doing a podcast covering every segment of every episode of the beloved 90s cartoon Animaniacs?
No, I hate Animaniacs.
Join me, Luke, the Warner lover, and him, Stu, the Warner resistor, for Animani Chat, covering every segment of every episode of the hit 90s cartoon Animaniacs, as well as its many spin-offs, including comics, video games, and the movie, not to mention the recent reboot. It's gonna be explainy to the max.
Oh.
Welcome back, everybody, to Hair the Dogcast, episode 89. Since Valentine's Day has passed, we figured it would be a good idea to let's talk about gaming breakups. Some of the more prominent ones.
Not everyone's got a loved one.
No. And some people
sometimes-
hate fucking Valentine's Day.
Sometimes Mario has
don't
been
really
with like 3 different women.
What?
Mario gets around. He's a gigolo.
Mario is technically like. An
What am I
incel.
to say?
It's a mustache.
My mustache is pretty big.
Let's not insult Mario. He's got my body type, and I look like.
Yeah, so this is gonna be a little.
We were watching Hook last night. And
Oh, fuck off!
and
I'm not Shmee.
Shmee comes out and Carla's like, it's Dylan.
I am Bob
Dude,
Hoskins.
Bob,
Fuck.
You said Mario. Bob
I know.
Hoskins is Mario.
I know. That's
That's
what
why
I'm-
it's so funny.
Fuck me, man.
No,
That's-
dude, Bob Hoskins is sexy.
He's a
dude.
good looking. He's a good looking guy. I'll even say it.
Shmee is the smartest guy on the bad guy team.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You
Shmee
should
comes.
probably
Shmee
tell
comes
Kate.
in like dancing and really happy, and she's like, he looks like Dylan.
All right, so prominent.
I'll take that as a compliment. I love Bob Hoskins. Roger Rabbit, come on.
So if you've been paying attention to the game industry or just gaming in general, there have been no shortage of partings of ways and what you would call breakups. So we're gonna have a nice little casual conversation here.
The biggest one, the elephant in the room, is Kojima.
Yeah, with Konami.
He's pretty big, yeah.
I think Konami severed
Of
all
recent
of its
years, for
shit.
sure.
When they're like,
everyone
you can't go accept awards. And everyone's like, we want him to be here, but he was told he couldn't. Like, that is the ugliest public
You don't
breakup.
piss off Jeff Keighley.
No.
He will talk directly to a camera
he'll-
at you, Konami.
He will tweet at you.
Yes.
Phantom Pain was the game of 2015 for a lot of people.
It was a game. Yeah.
Oh, come on. What?
Yeah, I tried. I'm sorry.
I never
talked about
Yeah,
that.
I only played it for a while, but
I'm still a Metal Gear guy. It's okay. It's okay.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true anymore.
You gonna break it up with me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. You heard it here.
I'm the Konami
Kojima,
of this.
Konami. Obviously, that one was huge, but we got the phenomenal game Death Stranding out of this. So was
Which I
it
have yet
really?
to play.
we are going to play this year.
Oh, we are.
I've
I
not
want to
played
badly.
You do.
And I wanted to play PT, but that was part of the breakup.
Oh yes.
You never played PT?
No, I didn't. And silly you needing to like get car insurance or pay for your cat's food, sold
It
your
was for eye medication for my cat.
How dare you? But I have news for you. I have it, and I have.
You
not-
have PT?
I have not played it either.
Is it still in the
You
box
fucking
somewhere?
ding-dongs, I even know how to play it.
There you go.
Is it still in the box, dude?
Yeah, it is.
It's in the box.
I have the only copy of
help you.
PT in a box.
Honestly, that game is going to scare the piss out of
All
you.
right. Any more thoughts on Kojima?
Well, we've talked about this in detail. Go
Oh,
to
sure.
a previous episode of Dogcast or Raw Dogs because I think it was our second episode of Raw Dogs. We talked about it a lot.
Yeah, and a few of these are going to be brought up from other episodes.
What's more or less interesting is that it is this relationship between Japanese companies and how they are so cordial even as they're feuding. I think what's the most interesting about all this is that the non-disclosure agreements in Japanese law must be very tight.
Very tight. A lot of honor involved.
I'm actually sure that's true because their society is based on that ideal. And I'm more or less intrigued by this idea of just like you have a super successful video game series.
One of the auteurs of video games. One of the biggest names you can get, too.
Well, and Phantom Pain made its money back and more. And they want to do pachinko machines. Congratulations. Look how that's working out. Mm-hmm. Things you have to fucking touch.
I've seen one. Did I tell you that? I saw it.
I mean, yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 3.
Oh. Did it go every time?
No, I didn't hear the Snake Eater theme, but it looked great.
I mean, I
they
bet
did
it
in the Metal Gear Solid 5 engine.
But you have to...
Snake, win more balls to collect more cash.
Snake, have you ever heard about the movie Godzilla?
Cash?
Let me talk to you about it for another 30 minutes.
Yeah. Pachinko.
Cash.
Pachinko.
Cash.
Sounds racist.
Right.
I'm still in a dream. Pachinko.
So, I mean, even to this day, we're still getting rumors that, is Kojima making a Silent Hill game? Is he coming? Is he teasing something? Is it going to happen?
One of the biggest breakups, from my perspective, we talked a little bit about Halo earlier, and it was the breakup between Bungie and Marty O'Donnell. So there's a few pillars of Bungie and of the Halo franchise. You have your Joe Staten, who's going to be like kind of the story guy. Jason Jones is kind of the overarching leader of the studio. But then everyone agrees you have the gameplay, you have all of the art, you have all these story things. But then Marty O'Donnell is his own entire pillar with his music for the Halo franchise, his sound design.
Which I hear is pretty revered in Halo circles.
Man, when you see those like videos of like 20 dudes in a high school bathroom singing the song together because the echo's so good in there, and that's like Halo's that good, and Marty brought that much atmosphere, power to the story with just the music.
Yeah,
and Bungie was always like, we just want to be free, like we want to be free, and by all accounts, Microsoft let them do whatever the fuck they wanted. Just make us Halo games, make this many games, and you're free to do what you want. And still, they were complaining. The moment they get freedom, they jump into bed with Activision with a really bad deal.
Yes. We'll be talking about them again.
And then, by like all accounts, they were trying to move into like other game styles, kind of like a third-person fantasy game was one of the ideas they were really pushing for, and almost all of the good ideas from that like were stolen and put into Destiny and made like, we're going to make a space shooter instead because Activision wanted it. And at one point there was going to be a gameplay trailer, and you had Joe Staten was still the story guy because Staten was fantastic. He's the voice of a lot of grunts.
Staten, the story guy.
He was great. And
does he make the sound if you kill them in their sleep?
He made a lot of weird sounds, I'll say that much. But
he's a grunt guy.
Shortly before this trailer was coming out for Destiny, Activision says, we're putting Led Zeppelin in the trailer. You have no say. And
fuck you, Paul McCartney.
Fuck you. Paul McCartney's working with Marty O'Donnell.
That song fucking sucked.
And yeah, so Marty O'Donnell.
Music of the Spheres. I remember this.
Well, Marty O'Donnell didn't sit down. He tweeted out like, this is not our song. This is not our trailer. We're being forced to put this out. And this was controversial.
Yeah.
Eventually what happened was Staten wound up leaving because they took his entire story. They gutted all of the story from Destiny to make it more replayable and less story-based.
Yep.
And then Marty O'Donnell was essentially fired, and they tried to even completely kick him out of the company, and he sued them and won. So he still sits on the board of directors for Bungie, which I'm very happy about.
That's great. Sweet irony, man.
Well, I mean, the truth about this too is that I heard the original story for Destiny, and it was this really fantastic sci-fi concept about the Traveler, and it was supposed to be so much about like where it came from, how
Traveler's
the
Tales?
darkness works, and how the light actually works.
You mean
in
like a
relation to
real
things.
story?
An actual story. And
I want codex cards on a website.
I do
on an
too.
app that, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
me
about you
too.
guys. Whatever.
Well,
Photos
I'm
intimidating.
going to be honest with you. I buzzed the Cosmodrome probably 300 million times more than I should
That
have.
opinion came from the moon.
That opinion came from the moon.
Oh, man. Destiny was
Do you like that, Reed?
so incredibly half-baked when it came out. And it was funny when this happened.
I loved it. I don't know why.
Marty, I mean, I played a shitload of Destiny as
Yeah.
well. But when Marty was, like, kicked out, he called Paul McCartney to explain, like...
Hey, buddy.
Well, he's trying to explain, like, what was going on and that their music wasn't going to get used. And he's like, and I said to Paul, it feels kind of like the band's breaking up. And he realized, like, I shouldn't have said that to Paul McCartney, maybe. The precedent of, like, someone who's had a band breakup.
It's literally.
It's just funny. It's just, like, funny with the
replaced
Beatles.
John Lennon. It's fine. Who gives a fuck about Lennon?
Wings.
Yeah, exactly. Wings is like proof you didn't need John Lennon.
But
You probably should have had
If
it.
I ever get out of here.
in my opinion, Bungie never recovered. Marty O'Donnell still makes great music, but I haven't played Golem for the VR, which
No.
I still want to. But
You bought me the soundtrack
and
to
we-
that.
yeah, because Marty's still great, but
I might buy that for you in exchange for letting me use your system.
Yeah.
if make sure you play it first. But I'd be very happy if you did. That'd be great. I'd appreciate
Well,
it.
if there's a demo.
I didn't bring it up in the news section, but I don't know if you guys saw the 6 Days in Fallujah is resurrected.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so maybe we can talk about it at some other time. But Marty O'Donnell is on board to do the music for that, and that game is going to. I don't know what they're thinking. It should be interesting to see what that project becomes. So
I'm interested even what it is.
I would rank Marty O'Donnell as one of the best composers working today.
yeah, absolutely.
In video games. Yeah.
We love you, Marty.
Yeah,
We love you,
man.
Marty.
And I love what she used to be, Bungie. When Destiny 2 came out and it was just Destiny still, I'm like, it's the same game.
That's right.
Yeah, but it's 2. Honestly, Destiny 2, when I played it right before Forsaken, they had literally fixed everything in that mode to make it good.
Yeah.
That it actually, I was kind of impressed, and that actually kept me going for another 6 months.
And if we want to talk about other weird breakups, Halo was originally going to be developed for the Apple. They left Steve Jobs at the altar. And then, of course...
poor Steve Jobs.
And then, of course, you have Microsoft, which is like, I've treated you really good, and we're pretty good together. And they're like, we need to leave. And they get into a much worse relationship immediately. It's like, we were treating you good.
Yep.
Microsoft's just like, all right, I'm moving on, but like, we had something really great.
Hey,
Maybe one day we can have something great again.
No,
For a really
at this point, it's
much
like,
lower price.
I'm seeing other people, but if you're into polyamory, Bungie, like maybe...
Speaking of abusive relationships, how about that Nintendo and Mike Tyson deal from back in the day?
I mean, this
Turns
is
out you
more
can't
simple
beat
than
your
anything.
spouse.
It's more simple than anything.
Even
It's
Donkey
not
Kong
crazy.
knows that.
Donkey Kong's the worst offender.
I don't think Donkey Kong's ever fucked. He's just too interested in bananas.
Donkey Kong doesn't
what
have
does he
any
do with them?
kids canonically, you're right.
Sodomy
But wait,
Yeah.
on himself.
he at least has a girlfriend in that really bad TV show.
Oh, was that Candy Kong though?
Who?
Was
Donkey
that
Kong.
Candy Kong?
Oh, was there a CG TV?
There was a
Yeah,
really,
really
bad.
That's right.
It was like
I vaguely
it was
remember
like
He
the,
was literally like, "Hey, buddies, how's it going?"
they had 3 different mouth animations
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah.
Right. So Mike Tyson got into a contract with Nintendo back in the day before he was actually
I call him Mr. Dream.
before he was actually Mike Tyson. He was an up and coming boxer at the time. Nintendo got lucky and kind of got him for a 3-year deal for $50,000. And
It's a good deal.
Minoru Arakawa saw him and said, like, hey, this guy's, maybe we should put him on our Punch-Out game. I really like this kid. So they got him for a 3-year deal in '87. And within that 3 years, Tyson won the heavyweight championship, became just a superstar.
Became Mike Tyson.
became Mike Tyson.
This was
That's not a
This
bad-
was before the Hangover.
No.
Like this was
pre.
pre-Hangover Mike Tyson.
Yes.
Oh shit!
Pre Evander Holyfield Mike Tyson.
This is Mike Tyson
Before
that made
biting off
him.
an ear.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, this is the Mike Tyson personality that would make him ironic now. when you see him in.
Like an entire Adult Swim show where it's like a cartoon Hanna-Barbera style.
Because Mike Tyson was the most terrifyingly efficient fighter.
Yeah, he was, and he also.
There's a reason he was after Soda Popinski.
Turns out he also beat his wife and shit.
Yes, it turns out that he was not a very good human being.
Talk about
potentially
breakups.
at the time.
Potentially, no, proven.
Especially with his tumultuous marriage.
Tom just doesn't want to run into Mike Tyson on the street. He's trying to cover his tracks.
I would like to.
I'll still
actually.
fucking tell him.
Yeah,
I'm sure you could try. You could beat the shit out of me and kill me. I would be alive to hear.
I'd just be like, your face tattoo looks cool. It's cool.
It's cool.
So-
I guess.
tons of drug accusations, lots of abuse
Accusations.
allegations.
You don't snort cocaine or
Right.
take steroids. Of course not.
So this is all in this 3-year period, and then he loses his heavyweight title in 1990, and lo and behold, that's exactly when the license runs out. So it's kind of serendipity on Nintendo's part. It's kind of a cleaner break. So it's not like a messy breakup, but it's still. I think Nintendo made a.
Well,
made
when
a
I mean,
deal.
they made a
there are
calculated
versions.
decision though.
There are versions of.
They got lucky.
There are versions of Punch Out with Mr. Dream instead of
Yes.
Mike Tyson.
Yep,
Mr. Dream is just another black guy who looks like Mike Tyson. It's not crazy. They just can't use his name because he doesn't look as much like Mike Tyson as even the NES could produce.
He's Mr. Dream.
Yeah, it can be both. Who
Which,
cares?
when there's not any other real boxers in the entire game, that's okay that you don't have Mike Tyson.
Excuse
They're not
me,
real?
Have you never seen Soda Popinski?
I mean, I've been to the Soda Popinski bar. There's a whole bar called Soda Popinski's in San Francisco.
Oh, that's sick. I want to go to that.
It's not cool. It's just just like a really shitty young person bar. It's not like it's barely video game themed. I'm like, no, I just want retro shit. And it was
hate
just a bunch
that.
of like really young.
That makes me want to die.
I'm a vodka
people.
Drunkinski guy, but I'm
No,
old
you're
school.
not. I've hung out with you.
Hey,
In reality, we're all hanging out with Glass Joe. It's okay.
I'm more of a King
1 in
Hippo.
99. He beat somebody.
deep down inside.
I think literally Matt is King Hippo. So.
I bet if we asked Wes from Gaming Off the Grid, he'd know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. On the same topic of sports figures, remember when there used to be a golf game with Tiger Woods on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, those were the days, right?
Is it because he was a sex addict that they took him off?
He did some. I don't know.
I think he was pretty heinous at some other stuff too. I think it was like hush hush though, and I think this happened in the mid 2000s where you could get away with a lot of this stuff and not have it be public. I don't think the public could see a lot of the stuff that was going on, but I don't think that it was just
This was getting
cheating on his wife. I literally don't.
So
think
he
it's
was
just
dropped in 2013. Biggest golfer of the world, right? But he hadn't won a major since like 2008. EA kept him on, but it was funny to see the progression of like the game boxes. I don't think you guys played Tiger Woods. I really like Tiger Woods a lot.
I love
it's
golf.
the only
Those
sports
games were
game
great.
only sports game that I've besides Fight Night that I would get like every year.
Golf
And
games are one of my favorite styles of sports games.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever played?
I've already tried to do the psychology of like why that is. I'm like,
Your
is it
golf?
because you're one person?
I think it's because there's so much gameplay to like. Besides the strategy of choosing which club and like the different holes, which is always fun, it's figuring out how they do the slider or the accuracy and factor in wind. It's very strategic, which I think is great.
Yeah.
Plus, it's you versus yourself, which I think helps as well.
I think that it's that's a lot.
Not
the
necessarily
appeal.
though. I played Everybody's Golf for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
And I played it with a few other people, and honestly, that is one of the best golf games I think I've ever played. It's called Everybody's Golf.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things.
It's literally
it's like Hot Shots.
It is literally a sequel to Hot Shots Golf.
Sure.
So it uses it's better looking. They don't have the big dumb heads.
Which is very prevalent in a lot of sports games.
Yes.
In the silly sports games, that is.
So
Super Bombad Racing.
That's a real sports game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
as Tiger his career declined, we're starting to get into like the TMZ era, like hardcore. Went through some marital issues and some high profile.
Turns out I like having sex too much.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
Maybe drunk driving, getting caught
whatever.
for that. But it was fun
Wisconsin, they just call it Tuesday.
because I there was literally I think the last
In
Tiger
Crivets, they call that a rite of passage.
It's true.
As you're saying, Tom.
Yes. I think the last year that Tiger Woods was actually on a bot, like had the game, I think it was 2012. It was just called PGA Tour. And then with really small font, it was like PGA Tour Golf starring Tiger Woods. And didn't even show like, Tiger was wasn't even on the box. And then finally they dropped him.
Yeah. It is.
Now he's got a documentary on HBO. I guess he's making a comeback.
It is weird when a sports game decides to drop their star. Yeah. It's like Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX. For a while, there will be a point where we have to talk about the main big draw to this game, but
right,
it changes every year.
Yeah. God bless you, Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk is a
Can't quit
saint.
you. Yeah.
I've never heard anyone say anything negative about Tony Hawk.
Neither have I. And it's really funny when he's just like, oh, I was at the airport today, and my ID obviously says Tony Hawk.
I was like, you look like Tony Hawk.
You look like Tony Hawk. Your name's Tony Hawk.
Because I am him.
Isn't that
Like,
crazy?
yeah, that's me.
No, he doesn't even say. He's
nah.
like, he goes, isn't that weird? I get this a lot.
I like him a lot. I still watch him do tricks.
Yeah.
On Reddit.
Yeah, you do.
There are a lot of GIFs.
I fucking love GIFs.
Yeah, but Tiger Woods,
Yeah.
He can flip and
Still-
shit the way
as far as we go, hot or not, we say not.
I say hot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he's having
Tom,
a
what do you
moment.
say?
I'm going to say lukewarm.
Damn it.
What are we talking about? Tiger?
I'm calling Josh. Josh, do you think Tiger Woods is hot or not? I like Donatello. Moving on.
Yes. Dylan, give us a...
What time?
What are your
time
favorite?
code we got there?
156?
We were given the warning.
Okay. I did tell you. What's new?
I've been playing VR.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say Square and Ninfrendo.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, that's probably my favorite one because it was it could have been such a hole-in-one for Nintendo if they didn't choose to use a cart. They didn't completely fuck up the entire way that they were going to release this.
It defined an entire generation of console gaming. It allowed a competitor in that would not have been in for sure otherwise.
So many people bought a PlayStation to play Final Fantasy VII, which means that Nintendo literally created their own opposition.
And not only that, Sony was working with them. We knew Terry Diebold, the wonderful Terry, rest in peace, and he owned one of the prototype Nintendo PlayStations. They had planned to work with Sony to make a disc-based gaming system. Yeah, Nintendo screwed the pooch here in a way. I mean, they of course bounced back in wonderful different ways, but this is the reason I think the 64 is inferior to the PS1 in many, many ways.
I agree.
Oh God. Yeah.
Well, after the
so
dual
many
analog,
ways.
After the dual analog, I think before the dual analog, I think
were
PlayStation
watch
sucks.
Disc-based gaming still had way more opportunities, though.
Yep.
I would
Just
say,
ask your TurboGrafx 16 owners. Am I right, Tom?
Brad.
I get that reference now. I'm on your team.
All right, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Team
3DO,
TG16.
baby.
Fucking, it's Yumi and Kanye.
There was a Nintendo, and then there was a PlayStation on top of a mountain.
They lived with a bunch of monks.
The Square one is
had
great.
Sacred fire.
And
in
I
their
did have the Nintendo and Sony divorce as one of my big ones. I know we talked about it a lot on the podcast.
blood. Oh, you mean
just
and
with
Square.
the Nintendo?
There's a lot of breakups in that whole situation.
Yeah, it's very.
I mean, truth.
Well, it's
Rocky
like
time for
Nintendo just left Sony on red and didn't respond to any text messages.
Yeah.
And Sony found out, they were already talking about it. Nintendo's like, no, we're partnering with Philips. And Sony's like, whoa,
Yes.
you that guy's a dweeb.
Brad, it was CES 1991.
Oh, yes, I was 3 years old. I remember this.
Both companies,
1990 fun.
both Sony and Nintendo, both had
I was 1 year old too.
press conferences that year. And Sony went on the first day and said, we are partnering with Nintendo to make the CD-ROM, right? It was their big announcement. The next day, Nintendo goes and says, we have dropped Sony, and now we're going with Philips.
We're breaking up with them because we have a hotter boyfriend now.
pretty much, yep. They were afraid that there was a lot of reasons.
Have you guys ever played a Rama Wanda Gamelon?
I am thankful that I have barely seen more than 5 seconds of footage of one.
I tried playing it because I had to.
I see the look in your eyes. You're not lying.
It is the biggest acid trip.
There was a Zelda on top of a mountain.
No, the best part of it is, we're off, squadala. I believe that is the quote.
Oh my god.
Yes, imagine Nintendo had the opportunity to have a very good, long-lasting marriage.
didn't care.
Instead, they hooked up with someone who didn't have a long-term potential. It was a quick lay because they had what they needed at the time.
They needed it. What else did they have? They were trying to develop an Earthbound 64. For the first Earthbound in America was not selling well because
Marketing,
don't like,
because they were doing scratch and sniff ads in magazines about
even though that's in my top 10 games of all time, they did not fucking advertise Earthbound very well.
No.
It could have been way bigger.
That was tail end of the system.
Yeah, but it still could have been something. And I honestly think it's better than fucking Final Fantasy VII. But
Ooh, hot takes.
Dylan's full of them.
Wow.
I am. It's true. You can argue about it with me on Twitter at Demons Draw Dylan.
He prefers 8 to 7, if that clarifies anything.
Yeah, that does explain a lot, actually.
8 is actually a better game.
I'm lost for words right now. Yeah.
Can you add in more
remake
awkward
is
silence here? Just add an extra 5 seconds.
Right.
The
I'm
remake
going to put
is
in like
even,
the intermission.
the remake is even worse.
All right, and we're back. Everyone's calmed down. We're back.
Intermission.
Tom, do you have any breakups that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I think we mentioned this.
Did Neo ever break up with Geo?
So many times.
Damn.
There are actually some crazy breakups with that with Playmore and SNK and Neo Geo, but please, everybody knows all about those.
We've talked about them way too much.
So many times.
Yeah.
But I think I did mention this on the last podcast or one of the more recenter Dogcast, but the one where Sega completely removed actor musician P.R. Take from the Yakuza spin-off Judgment after he was arrested on allegations of cocaine use.
This is sad. Everyone does cocaine.
I mean, in
I've done
America,
cocaine.
I mean, shit.
I mean, they can't not let
Clapton
me
made
in
a
for
song
something I
about it.
did in the past, right?
There's that Grateful Dead song about a monkey high on cocaine driving a train.
Driving train, yeah.
Hilarious.
The guy, no, it's the guy from TMNT.
Well, it's not just that.
Yeah, Casey Jones.
It's also
Casey
weed.
Jones? Oh,
Yeah.
Is that what he's named after?
Yeah,
No way.
that's what the song's named after.
I'm lost.
Okay,
Josh, we need you here, clearly.
yes,
Honestly,
that's what Josh would say.
this whole story has been very fascinating to me. Not because it's really funny, even in anime and a lot of this other stuff. Drugs becomes a very taboo subject in terms of Japanese media. I don't know if you've
Absolutely zero tolerance in
but
Japan.
they can't even make.
You just got to censor out the male parts, is what I've heard.
Well, they can't even make fictional things about it.
So
That's actually like they'll talk about like taboo stuff. You can sniff panties from a vending machine, but you can't fucking snort a line of coke.
No,
I'd rather snort a line of coke.
So-
There's different rules for. I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
I know.
In South Dakota, you
Culturally-
get caught with a tiny bit of weed, and it's like you'll get locked up for life.
Brad
North
knows.
Dakota's trying to pass. Well, actually, a judge just recently said you can't have.
Brad's growing his beard until they pass marijuana laws in South Dakota.
Well, they actually did, but the governor has said
Said
like
no.
she's saying no,
Which
and the
literally
people
means
voted
that's
it.
not even democracy anymore. Fantastic work.
But
Neither here nor now. Let's talk
talk about
now.
how strict it is in Japan, it is a 7-year prison sentence for possession or use of cocaine in Japan. So they're not fucking around.
cocaine. All it ever was responsible for was starting pizza businesses. Like,
Does
give
anyone
them
have
a
ADD
break.
in Japan? Congratulations, they're taking cocaine. It's called speed.
Congratulations, Japan.
Shigeru Miyamoto. I'm just saying.
Maybe you can
very
concentrate a
efficient.
little hard. Yes,
He looks
something's
very-
happening there.
He looks very young. We don't know where that comes from, right?
Right.
Vampire.
Maybe
What a twist.
he's got a secret deal with the government where he gets funneled all the cocaine and no one else can have it.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're trying to just consolidate it towards him. But just a little more background. March 2019, this guy Pierre Taki tested positive after a urine test for cocaine, and he was removed not only from the entire game of Judgment. The game was pulled off store shelves in Japan because the game was out at the time in Japan and it was coming out in June in the U.S. But he was also removed from Kingdom Hearts 3. Where he played the Japanese voice of Olaf the Snowman. And Sony dropped his band, Denki Groove. So
Dinky Groove.
Denki Groove. The thing that amazes me, and I want to know like how much work the fucking development team had to go through, because he was like one of the main characters in the game, and they turned this around really quickly. So he was fucking. I mean,
these Yakuza games take less than a year to produce anyway, for the most part. Especially if you have the engine already set up. Yakuza, for all intents and purposes, has become like a semi-annual.
Engine's one thing, and you can do the likeness, but this guy had a lot of fucking dialogue.
Honestly,
they took his voice out too, so that had to be like.
These are talented animators, first of all, and I also think
hard.
And I think it's really just a matter of clipping in things. I don't think it's a matter of completely like. I think it's literally a matter of changing facial structure and changing like what they say. And that's it. And I don't think that takes nearly as long.
I'm saying they probably put in some extra hours.
I just don't understand. Like, it's like if you get caught with weed there, it's like the world's biggest fucking problem. And it's no secret on this. I love weed. I like smoking weed.
What?
Yeah.
Ew.
Marijuana?
Dang. Jazz cigarettes. No, cocaine is just so.
It don't lie.
Ugh.
She don't lie.
Heroin?
She don't lie.
I don't know. What are they afraid? That some kid is going to be like, that's my favorite character, and I'm going to emulate
That's cocaine, Charlie.
Instead, we're going to have a character that kills literally everybody they run into, but they don't do drugs.
A lot of characters in Yakuza literally, like, cut scars into people's eyes and, like, stab them in the throat.
Well, it's like the Grand Theft Auto mod where they found out like the character has like weird sex. It's like, you've literally killed every like hooker and politician and everyone you've run into in the game, but this like hidden sex thing is outrageous.
Yeah.
Well, hot coffee.
Yeah.
In Judgment's case in particular, I mean, the game actually starts out with a murdered body who's been shot like 1 billion times and also has his eyeballs cut out with an ice pick.
No, really? I just said eyes out of nowhere.
Yeah, so it's like, okay.
I've never seen anything about this game.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
I've seen him replaced. I've seen shot by shot, but I haven't seen anything else.
It's worth playing.
I haven't touched it. Well, I would love to try it. You have it on PS4, right?
Yep.
I might try it. I don't fucking know. I don't have time for another Yakuza style game. I just don't.
Yeah, it's a long one, but also a very sophisticated story that it takes some left turns. You're like, wow, this is not what I was expecting.
No, but that one is the most interesting, I think. Well,
moral of the story: don't do coke in Japan.
Also, Tom, do you have a tattoo?
I do. Yep.
None of us would be allowed in a bathhouse.
Well, I mean, and I decided I'm not going to shave all of my hair and wear a wig for the year. I'm going to do the other challenge from Josh and get a tattoo from a video game. I decided that seems like a better thing rather than...
At least you got the hair.
As far as permanent body modification goes, that's the route that I went. And yeah, so I'm going to get another video game tattoo to be even further excluded from bathhouses. Yes.
Well, I mean, I've considered getting a.
You're going to get 2 teardrops and then subsequently murder us. It's right after you get those.
Well, yeah, I got to have a rep.
There you go, man. Yeah, I get it.
I met with my tattoo guy. Got some sick Bloodborne tattoo designs coming up for a left calf tattoo. Very excited.
That's actually very exciting to me.
I found some really cool ideas.
I got to start looking.
Does your guy do 1-to-1s?
I'm going to give him like templates, and then he's going to take what he likes from multiple things and spin them into his own thing. But he needs to he needs to know which characters mean what and which ones I'm really crazy about, because then he'll try and work them in different ways.
Donald Duck,
Mikolash, and Sora. Yep, no Goofy.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've considered getting another tattoo. I'm so reticent of getting another video game one that it's just like, okay. I don't fucking know.
My girlfriend threatened to break up with me if I got a video game tattoo.
Really? Why?
So,
why? That seems like a non-healthy relationship type thing.
We learned a lot about each other over this. She dated a guy who played World of Warcraft all the time, and
and it's really healthy to judge someone based on a previous relationship rather than on who they are as a person.
This is what we do, and it's worked out so far.
This is what we do, and it's worked out so far.
But apparently he had a WoW tattoo, and
yeah, but that's WoW. That's a lifestyle. Let's be clear. That's not a.
But then I
video
threatened to
game.
get the same tattoo.
Well, see,
So
You wanted to get a WoW tattoo?
now I have to get one because it's just gonna fucking fuck with their head.
You canker sore.
no, just get a mom tattoo. But if you're looking at it in the right upside down, that's how you do it.
Yes.
It's just like
You think everything.
Yeah. Oh no.
Your mouth
the
looks
only,
like an
the only
orc.
tattoos I'd get at this point are like an Earthbound tattoo,
Yeah.
or because it's just literally a big fat nothing, like something that wouldn't even count.
Right.
Like even when I show people the Griever tattoo that I have, people don't know what the fuck it is.
Griever.
It's not fucking Cloud Sword, for fuck's sake. It's like nobody knows what it is.
It's a summon sword. It's a gun blade.
It's a dagger. It's a dagger.
It's a lion.
Dagger lion.
Do biggest breakup, does that have to mean like controversial or splits in general?
What about YouTubers, huh?
Well, there's a lot with YouTubers.
The Game Grumps.
Yeah, we could talk about the game grumps. JonTron, there's another breakup he was involved in. He made a controversial statement and he was broken up with from the ukulele team. They cut him from the game.
God damn.
I'm a JonTron fan.
I am too.
Yep. Him and Aaron, they did have a split with Game Grumps, which I think most people read as being way more controversial than it actually was.
I don't think it was near. I think it was literally just like they were having a discussion on where things were going, and one person wanted one thing and the other person wanted the other thing. And
It was
I
an
think it's
amicable breakup.
They both signed non-disclosures. It's the funniest thing, though, to watch compilations about them getting asked questions about the other one, because it's all just like, it's just like, well, what do you think about that? And then JonTron's like, Jesus Christ, man, like, do you know how many times I've been asked this? And it's just like literally like, it's creative differences. I don't know what else the fuck to tell you. And everyone's just like, what does that mean? What do you think it could even mean?
Right.
Well, Mike Matei just left Cinemassacre. He's
did
no
he?
longer working
Is he
with.
the guy who's the video game nerd?
He's not the video game nerd, but he is like the number 2 guy.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "What's going on?" And
Well, it's like Pat.
he just wants to focus on his own streaming. And by all accounts, everyone's like, "We're really cool. It's fine."
Yeah.
But everyone's like, "This is huge." And everyone's like, "No, it's not." And yeah, it's like if Pat the NES Punk and Ian didn't record anymore, everyone would be like, "What happened here?" It's like maybe they just wanted to do something different.
Yeah. And I'd be
Honestly,
like, whatever.
though, it's also like the pro Jared crap.
What if we broke up? Nobody
Funny.
wants to
I
see
would make
this.
so many like videos.
Dylan's
on-
young enough; he'd bounce back.
Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't get over it.
I
ever.
actually wouldn't have the social media influence. I just wouldn't know how to do it.
That's right. We're propping you up.
Honestly, you are. I think I've gotten a few fans of my art based off of this.
Good.
No, but what I'm saying is like,
All 3 of them.
well, there's Pat and Wooly, and
I have 2 accounts,
those guys.
so I'm
The
2 of them.
super. What are they? The super best friends?
I
forget
don't
what
know.
they are.
You kids are into YouTube. I know the
I've watched a lot.
completionist.
I've watched a lot of these guys. I find it really interesting, like especially if I'm just watching nothing. And there's a game I'm never going to play myself. I'll watch someone else do it, and especially if the people are charismatic and they have a good connection with each other.
It's a great way to not hear all what's really happening in the game, but you can hear someone make jokes about it.
Yeah.
You can count it as a full playthrough.
Also, it's a semi podcast. It's this idea that where you have a parasocial relationship with these fools. And what's funny now is that Game Grumps has been going on for so long that JonTron was 1 year of that. They've been going on for 8 years.
But it's also like the one hit, not the one hit wonder, but when a band is known for one song and they became known for their Sonic 06 like series.
Yeah.
And that will loom over
Yes.
the rest of everything. And Danny, I love Danny. I love him
Danny
more
as
than
well.
Aaron and JonTron.
Yeah, me too.
His music is fantastic.
Oh yeah, Ninja
And
Sex Party.
so good. So good. But it kind of is always going to hang in the background, even though it was a small part of what they were. When I was bringing up, like, does it have to be controversial? A breakup that I think was consequential, but ultimately I don't think either parties were getting what they wanted out of it was, Igarashi still working with Konami as well.
Yeah. Why would he?
He was not being satisfied creatively or in the bedroom. And they were giving him weird multiplayer assignments. He's like, I I just want to work on something.
He's working on mobile games. They stuck him in like working on mobile app type games.
Well, that's all Konami wanted him to do.
And
you don't do that to Iga.
It's disgusting.
You don't do that to Iga.
Well, Iga, whatever.
And then he went and got an OnlyFans, and he was able to raise enough money on OnlyFans with his cowboy hat outfit.
Was that OnlyFans or Kickstarter?
It's definitely not.
It was Kickstarter. That was the joke.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I was thinking
If he had an
He didn't sleep
OnlyFans,
a lot last night. You leave him alone.
yeah.
sleep a lot.
If Iga has an OnlyFans,
It's gonna be my excuse every time I come here and I say something dumb and gullible. I'm just gonna be like, I didn't sleep much though.
follow us on Patreon and OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Honestly, we should have an OnlyFans.
I don't know, but Iga wasn't being allowed to create the games he wanted, and he still had ideas that he wanted to work on them. After the breakup, he was able to, fund Bloodstained, which is still getting amazing updates. And one of my favorite games of the past 10 years. Big fan of that. And I think that's a breakup where somebody was in a bad relationship, and he got out of it, and he's doing a lot better.
Yes. And God bless him for getting out of it.
And now he can draw all the fan art of some lady covered in stained glass tattoos that he wants all day.
It's kind of what I always want to do all the time. I draw a lot of naked ladies.
Yeah. One that ended up having a happier ending, but there was some again,
I watched those.
tumultuous years.
I don't watch those. I prefer
Fictional
full
characters,
penetration.
Nathan Drake and Elena. I'm glad that they were able to pull it through at the end.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, duh.
I have zero emotional clout in video game relationships, pretty much.
Mostly me too.
I was
Also,
the
I don't give a
FF7 remake
shit
had
about
me thinking like Jesse over Tifa and Aerith for a while.
Jesse was better.
But almost in every situation, I guess Mass Effect has me thinking about relationships.
Jesse's way better.
But I think with when it comes to Nathan Drake, the whole time I'm playing, I'm like, you are being a shitty person right now.
He's not a great guy.
You need
He's not a good human
to
being.
give her.
You got a hot
treat her with
reporter
respect.
wife who's kind of got a gravelly voice.
And meanwhile,
and every
you have
game-
Sora, who's going through every Little Mermaid bad guy to get to
Every
Kyrie.
game you have more
He's gonna
polygons in your
sing.
facial models, and you're getting hotter.
He's gonna sing for you.
He hangs out with Daffy Duck all day to get to Kyrie.
See?
I couldn't. I would kill
See?
Daffy. No, it's Donald, by the way. You said
Oh
Daffy.
my God, Daffy is way better than Donald.
Honestly, yeah.
I can't do either.
You guys are about to do it. Dueling Daffies.
Your impressions are
Rabbit season.
Okay.
I'll give you a 4 out of 10 on that one.
Fuck off.
I know what you
haven't heard
intended.
Looney Tunes cartoon. I can do a lot of stuff. I can do Elmo.
I'm Marvin
You do Elmo.
Immersion.
I can do Elmo.
You can do Elmo.
I can do a lot of things. I
Sure.
can do a lot of them.
We should do an intro to Raw Dogs as Elmo.
Yeah. How about the
I'll do it right
the
now.
puppeteer of Elmo who got divorced from Sesame Street?
Ricky Elmo.
Ricky Elmo.
Sometimes I touch children.
Or it's more like this.
Sometimes
Oh, God.
Elmo likes children.
No, you're giving him more of a speech impediment than he has.
Elmo likes children.
You got it in you.
You're getting up to 7 out of 10 there.
I've heard this before. Come on. You're on Star Search
You've
right
heard
now.
me do it well.
Yeah, I have. No lie.
Elmo likes.
It's a back of the throat.
Let's
thing.
save this. Tom, do a
save
Gollum.
it. We'll save it.
Stupid fat habits, stupid man's faces. I'm gonna fuck.
No.
And that was the terrible impressions of the episode.
There you go.
Sorry, we're moving on.
I fucking did it.
I got a sweet ass.
We hit the fucking impression trifecta. Oh my God.
I did an impression of Tom doing an impression of Al Pacino. That is very meta.
It's not bad.
I can do
Let's
Mario.
go.
Let's go.
Well, you look like him.
I do look
More like
Mario.
Shmi.
I gotta lose some weight.
No.
Yes.
No,
Shmi's
never.
hot.
Shmi is not good looking.
I'd bang him.
Bob Hoskins, he got
That's
so
weird.
much fucking tail. That guy.
Of course, duh.
He also.
Do I want to be?
He's
Do I
dead
want
now.
it to be Valiant from Roger Rabbit?
and then there's some relationships that everyone just runs away from, like
Jessica
the Mario
Rabbit.
Brothers movie, where everyone involved's like, nope.
Yeah.
We're not
least I
even
don't look
talking
like
about
John
what
Leg-
happened that year.
At least I don't look like John Leguizamo, you know. It's
Johnny?
fine.
House
Johnny's
of
great.
Buggin'.
No,
House
he's
of
not
Buggin'
even
was
good
a great
looking.
show.
He's not good looking.
I had a big one here, or bigger, I guess, and I can't believe
It's good for. It's pretty good size.
This one's 11 years old. I couldn't believe this happened 11 years
11?
ago.
Gross. That's illegal.
Not like
Sick.
Guys, come on.
God.
Do you remember when Activision fired, should we say, like, escorted out of the building the creators of Call of Duty from the Infinity Ward offices, Vin Zampella and Jason West?
I don't remember this. I'm not a big Call of Duty guy. For Call of Duty.
I don't even know this.
Oh, there's a game called Call of Duty.
Wait, what's that about?
Duties. And you call them.
Poopies?
It's like Dream Daddy.
It's a telemarketing game.
It's like Dream Daddy. You're just after duties.
Okay, so these guys were removed.
Big
what did they do
corns
to
in their
offend
poop.
this company that hard?
This was a pretty sloppy divorce. So Zampella and West were forced out of the offices on March 1st, 2010. All right, like I said before, these are the guys that created Call of Duty and founded Infinity Ward. A few days later, the pair filed a lawsuit against Activision, alleging that they were victims of wrongful termination and were owed around $36 million in unpaid royalties.
Yeah.
Which they later upped to $1 billion.
Did they get them?
No, I don't think so. But Activision filed a countersuit stating West and Zampella morphed from valued, responsible executives into insubordinate and self-serving schemers who attempted to hijack Activision's assets for their own personal gain. Because it came out that these two guys had been holding secret meetings with Electronic Arts while working at Activision, presumably trying to navigate their next jumping ship and joining Electronic Arts. Right?
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, Activision didn't like that either. So they fucking even sued Electronic Arts for $400 million in damages.
Yeah.
And they ended up settling out of court. And I don't think any money was exchanged. But it was just one of these it was like this messy, just maze of lawsuits. I'm not sure if it ever really came out exactly, what everybody settled for or what happened. Obviously, these guys went to found Respawn Entertainment. So
Okay.
your Titanfalls and that Jedi Fallen Order game is pretty much what they've been working on since then. And then Jason West left Respawn in 2013 to take care of quote-unquote family issues, which may have been just a little inception divorce from Zampella. So a divorce within a divorce that nobody really knows for sure. But yeah, this is big news back in the day, I was surprised. I'm like, man, that's 11 years ago already. Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But it rocked the world when you guys were just wee lads.
You mean 19 years old?
I've been a Wii lad ever since the Nintendo Wii came out. I love that system.
That was
it's
a softball.
very fun.
Softball.
We would like to play. Remember when the Japanese guys showed up at your house and they asked you?
Let's talk about the fact that, so who was the first broad that Mario got with?
Let's be clear. It is definitely Pauline.
Pauline. So Pauline just all of a sudden shows up again in Mario Odyssey.
Yes, she does.
There's no acknowledgement between either of them, but
You know they fucked, though.
okay. So then, which is great. I mean, that's fine. It seems
he's a
amicable.
small daddy. He's a small dad.
They haven't seen each other in years.
He's a short king getting up with a tall queen.
Okay, and then Mario was with
The great
Daisy.
voice.
Mario was with Daisy for a brief stint too. I think that's understood, right? Princess Daisy was in another castle, was it not? Was
Daisy
she not?
was in Land.
Was Daisy only in Mario Land?
Yes.
She didn't become Peach until Mario 64, right?
No, Peach's toadstool.
Princess Toadstool was in Mario Brothers.
So
Super Mario
technically,
Brothers.
technically, it was still Peach.
Yep, Mario Land. You know, her last appearance was in Mario and Sonic the Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020. Created by Gunpei Yokoi.
Not 2020, that's for sure.
No, the original. But
Yeah, talk about another
Well,
divorce.
Gunpei, yeah, every. Good.
Okay, so he was saving Daisy in Mario Land, but I don't know if they were hooking up. Maybe he was just being a good
I
Samaritan.
think he was just being nice. He
Really?
fought like an alien bad guy. I can't remember.
What
his
was their
name
backstory? I wonder how they met. Like,
I don't think.
Well,
there
she's the
was.
princess of Sarasa Land.
Sriracha Land?
She's a little bit of a tomboy, canonically.
Yeah.
see it.
After an early hiatus, she was reintroduced in Mario Tennis because she fucking loves tennis. And that's all we got.
She really loves to hit the courts.
And I love her quote in Mario Kart Double Dash, "Hi, I'm Daisy," because no one knows anything about it.
hi, it's me.
Hi, I'm Daisy.
It's perfect.
You forgot about me.
It's funny. My
Forgot
girlfriend
about
is
Jake.
like, which Mario characters are we? And I said, well, I'm Mario. Unfortunately, because of my body type and looks. Because I've got blue eyes, big eyebrows, and I'm chubby.
And
an
you
Italian
always wear red.
stereotype.
You're always
and I
wearing
have
red.
facial hair, and I really like the color red.
Yep.
And she's like, "Well, what am I? Am I like Daisy?" And I said, "No, you're Toadette." Allie looks like Toadette. I love her, but
Although you
she's
like
a
riding
Toadette.
Yoshi.
I mean,
And Brad and
it's like a
Yoshi.
pet. Yeah.
I want to talk about terrible breakups. Every time Mario ditches Yoshi over a bottomless chasm to save himself.
It really
That's a
upset-
pretty ugly breakup every time.
It's really funny because it hurts my feelings
And
every
deserving.
time I play Mario, Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, and Yoshi's just like, can't let the baby get away, can't let the baby
He cares
get away.
so much about saving Mario, and Mario's just
There's
like,
so many Yoshis, though.
goodbye.
Right,
And
yeah.
It's like, okay.
And I like to think that in Mario World, there's not a single Yoshi character, but there's a million Yoshis
Well, that makes
as a
sense
species.
because they all have to hatch out
and
of eggs.
he is just mass killing
Yep.
these horses, essentially. He
like
just rides them
But they have thoughts and
them.
feelings and
Well,
hearts.
they care so much about Mario that they will do everything they can to
What if
save
it's
him.
like
yeah,
the
but also they
Prestige?
really are trying to fight Bowser.
It's like the Prestige where they're you're killing every Hugh Jackman that comes into existence, is what you're saying?
Hugh Jackman was the original design for Yoshi.
Oh my
I want to cast
God.
Yoshi in the Mario movie as Hugh Jackman.
Done.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's like Vin Diesel as Groot.
I do voices like this, and
I
this is
cast
what
my
I'm known
Groot.
for.
Yoshi.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about the fact that Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the film was announced. And there's a Tails
There's a
part of
reason
the
why.
logo.
Yeah,
there was
there's a reason.
Who do you think is going to play Tails? Stunt cast.
I heard Nicolas Cage is involved.
Yucky no. Jason Momoa is going to be Knuckles.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, he's going to be Knuckles.
Okay.
And
Inside-
I can see that. I can hear it, and it sounds good.
Michael Cera as Tails.
No.
Timothy Chalamet as Tails.
I don't know.
How about
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones is Tails.
95-year-old
You have betrayed me for the last time, Sonic.
Let's get in the tornado, Sonic.
Larry David is Tails.
I would. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just something stupid like that.
Woody Allen as Tails. I just don't know why we have to do
Jerry
this,
Seinfeld
Sonic.
as Tails.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't believe this has just become the improv podcast.
Oh my God. All right.
This is what my episode's going to be, by the way. It's going to be so funny.
Did you know that this summer we're trying something new? We're going to be having a summer school series of some interesting episodes of the Dogcast. Well, we take a little R&R.
I might have had an idea for it.
Good. I still have to come up with mine.
We call it the Dog Days of Summer, and Dylan does a Demon Days parody of the album cover with our four heads.
Yeah. Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm
I like
also.
it. I like it. Dig it. Dig
Hopefully,
it.
Josh can make it for one of the episodes.
We're gonna make him. Yeah.
At least one. It's the summer, for fuck's
It'll
sake.
probably snow that day. Well, guys, this has been fun. Brad,
Yeah.
thanks for sticking it out, man.
I'm going to go home and have a shot of bourbon in my tooth and go to bed.
Yeah, and thank you all for listening. We are here at the Dogcast. We are a podcast normally about video games and beer video games. And
We got loopy tonight.
we did.
I did.
I had a good time.
And if
No sleep
if,
for podcast.
And if Japan's listening, we didn't do any cocaine.
We did not, at least.
I've done
that
it
you
in the
know of.
past. I just don't really care.
On accident. It was an accident, unintentional.
Yep.
Yeah, it was an accident. I fell into a mirror with a
He
razor
fell in the
blade.
cocaine, went up his nose.
And went, oh!
Take us out. Somebody take us out.
If you want to reach out to us, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram,
Yes.
where we're here at the Dogcast. We're on
Yes.
Twitter at Hot Dogcast.
Hot
If you
Dogcast.
have any questions, thoughts about what we talked about or what you'd like us to talk about, please reach out because we'll respond and we'll be excited to talk with you. And we're part of the Greenlit Podcast Network.
Goddamn
So,
right we
of
are.
course, check out those other amazing shows as well.
Goddamn right.
How can they support us, Dylan?
They can also support us on Patreon. We have multiple tiers. Depending on what you can give to us, honestly, we're thankful for anything that you can give us. However, the higher you go, the better your
The higher
rewards
we
are.
go, and the
That's
higher you'll
absolutely
go.
no. That's absolutely true. I'll tell you what, though,
We'll go
if you
places.
get us high enough, oof, doggy, we'll definitely like take you out on the town. We're happy to do it.
Also, we'll just talk about whatever you want us to talk about.
That's true too. There are subjects open to you, and we are more than willing to research and talk about them.
Tom, this is the most useful page printed out.
I just noticed that.
It just
man.
says 7A.
Seven, yeah.
The entire page Tom printed out says 7A.
Yeah, it's a mnemonic. Yeah, I don't
He
know.
just wanted to feel important.
Goddamn wasting paper over here.
Yeah, if you can support us, please do. I realize times are tough for everyone. And if you can't support us on Patreon, please just let someone
Tell a
you
friend.
know.
Phone a friend.
Exactly, phone a friend. Give us a little bit of a shout out to a buddy, because if you like video games, I promise you a few of your friends also.
Yep. And you're also cool, just in general.
I support you. I don't know.
All right, guys. It has been an episode. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next time for an extra special episode celebrating the 4-year anniversary of the Nintendo Switch and Breath of the Wild. So don't miss it.
We never talk about the Nintendo Switch on here.
Never. It's going to be crazy.
Dylan.
Might have to
Dylan.
Get ready to get a little gay, baby.
Oh my gosh, he's got 2 Joy-Cons in his hands right now.
Jesus Christ. All right, see you guys. We love you. Bye.